Fret not, friends. The Fan is still live and local with Fan Sports Saturday. Sure, the name might not be great, but what if we included Dane Sanzenbacher, a 4-year letterman at Ohio State, MVP of the 2010 football season, a former Cincinnati Bengal, and a man with 4 pairs of gold pants.
Fired to the 15, to the 10, and taken down at the 8 is Terrell. Football fumbled at the end of the play. It's in the end zone and recovered by an Ohio State player for a touchdown.
Is that Dane Sanzenbacher?
It sure looks like it. He fell on the fumble in the end zone. Dane Sanzenbacher.
It's Fan Sports Saturday with Buckeye heartthrob Dane Sanzenbacher.
I think he's just dreaming.
Oh, and Eric Reiser, too.
I should have cropped off the end of that. Really giving the people what they want, and then you throw my name into that. Buckeye heartthrob Dane Sanzenbacher. You heard in the update, we are live for day 3 of Ohio State football camp at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Boy, it's beautiful.
You're the real star of this show, Eric. We all know that.
Well, the stars are out. It's really cool the past couple of days what Ohio State and what this football program's done. It's about 600 on Friday, significantly more for that. And right when the players come out, and it's been cool to see them as they exit the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, and they really embrace the fans that have come out to greet them. They're signing autographs, and they're kissing babies, shaking hands, and instead of just having them stretch, they go right into 7-on-7s.
Oh, right off the bat.
And they're just giving it to them like drinking through a fire hose. And, of course, the news for camp is the quarterback battle. But the idea that fans can come out here and see all of this is one of the cooler things that this university, that this athletic department, that this football program can give you. And we are going to give you as much as we can in the next 3 hours.
And there's a quarterback battle going on in front of us, too. So people
I've
don't
seen a
realize
handful of kids out here today. So there are about 4 football fields at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center right across the street from the Schottenstein Center that you've got football going on all of them.
And truthfully, we may just have to hit you with that a little bit more. We have a much better view of the kids' game going on right now than practice, but we know what's going on over there.
If you
That's
crane
the
your
easy
neck
part.
a little bit, you can see.
But what's going on here, there is a full, that looks like it could be a full 11-on-11 game. Now, I don't know what the linemen are going to do in this, but that's a lot of kids gathered at midfield on the practice field. Bounce house action over here to our right. We'll give some analysis if we see anything interesting happening over there. Any prodigies, anybody that's really showing some potential. But
I did wonder as
we'll try to really set the scene here for the next 3 hours.
We came out Thursday, and so it really is a family affair. And you see kids of all ages throwing the football around on these other 2 fields. If there was maybe 1 or 2 coaches that was just pacing along the back edges of it, just to see. Maybe if a kid, coming in from Dublin, coming up from Grove City, he's got an arm, like maybe keep an eye on that.
You know what I was
kid.
just thinking about? And you could fact check me on this. We have to be close to Bobby Carpenter's birthday, aren't we?
It was yesterday.
I knew it. I only say that because last time I was out here, 1 year ago, he was running gassers on that field right there. No shirt on, far end. You were talking about coaches pacing, and I was like, yes. Bobby and I asked, and I was with Tito at the time. I said, "What is going on over there?" and he said, "Oh, it's Bobby's birthday. He likes to do that every year on his birthday, just to kind of prove that he still can."
A tradition unlike anything else.
Yeah. So I wonder if that happened. I'll have to.
It
text
did
and
happen.
ask.
Yes, I can confirm it happened yesterday.
Beautiful. You gotta love consistency.
He was running gassers.
In a world of so much changing, there's one thing you can count on is on August 1st. If you come over here, you'll probably see a shirtless Bobby Carpenter hitting the gasser test.
I mean, if that doesn't sell tickets, I don't know what does. But the idea that you can come out and, again, it's football practice, but as we said at the top of the show, like they're giving you 7-on-7, and they're giving you a quarterback competition, and they're giving you more than just guys going out and stretching. Like they're putting on today's the first full day of pads, and so there's going to be some popping. I imagine,
You like popping pads, do you?
It's football.
You like popping
pads. I mean, that's the whistle blows and the pads pop. What more do you need?
You're a ball lover.
I'm an Ohio guy.
You're a ball lover.
It's in my veins. I would think you would feel the same way. When you watch this, does this take you back?
No, I mean,
You don't miss it, do you?
No, I don't. I would much rather be sitting here. It's like well documented on the air here that like when asked about camp, I'd like start to shudder.
Yeah.
It was probably if Springball's the number 1 nemesis, I think, like because that is pointless. Camp has a good mix of it is the more difficult part, but it's actually meaningful. But On a day like today, actually, this would be lovely.
Yeah.
Like, this weather does not feel like camp usually, and they're on the grass fields right now, so how the practice facility is set up is there's 2 turf, 2 grass. I think they've been practicing more and more on grass as the years have gone. Because we used to only be specifically on these 2 turf fields, and when it gets hot, not today, but when it gets hot, it's probably 10, 15 degrees hotter, it feels like, on the field. Your feet are like burning. So those are my camp memories. This feels like a nice 70-degree day on grass. Just they're pitching and catching over there. So this might be not so bad.
We had Ohio State's linebacker coach James Laurinaitis on yesterday, and he said there isn't enough money in the world you could pay him to put pads back on and take hits.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I was feeling like I was alone, but if you got an All-American linebacker with me, all right, thank God, it's not just me.
You get threes.
Yeah, it's a young man. Yeah, it takes a certain amount of when it's out of you, it's done. I've spent all of my. Pads popping, not appealing to me right now.
Only a crazy person like Tyvis Powell thinks they've got one good rep in them.
It might be closer to 50-50 than you think. I'm actually...
What?
I know, I'm with quite a few that probably they think they've got one more in them. It's more than just Tyvis. I could probably name a handful, I won't out them on air, that would say yeah, I could do it one more time. Or if you said, okay, go ahead, we'll suit you up right now. Yep. You want to go practice? I'd be like, yep. Those are ball lovers.
Clearly.
You know what? I try to give Jim Harbaugh credit when it's due.
No, come on.
No, but
you know where we are.
I know, but here's
the best place you want to do that. But go ahead.
Well, he's gone now. He once said in an interview football's not hard if you're a football player, and I was like, that you weirdo. But that is so. That is a profound statement, and there's some truth to that for sure. So there's some guys that are just football players, and for them, it ain't hard.
I think the latest thing from Tyvis was that he could tackle Derrick Henry.
No.
And if that was the case,
not
Derrick
right now.
Henry ran into him, and he would Thanos snapped out of existence.
It depends. I mean, how big
his body would disintegrate.
I say, how big's the hallway that they're playing in?
Well, it's a lane.
He could maybe tackle him if they were in an Austin Powers size hallway, and there was no choice but to run into him. You could probably get him.
Just be run over.
If we give 5 to 10 yards of space, I'm not sure.
He's in his way.
I'm not sure. Love you, Tyvis, and I would be rooting for you. I just don't. I don't know if he's going down.
So hope to hear from some current players later on today after they finish up practice. But when I saw this Thursday, when they come out here, the defending national champions, or more heard this on Thursday, Ryan Day's message is to attack the national championship, not necessarily defend. And it's, a semantic thing. I get it, where he's the head coach of so much new on this team. Really, the guys that would be defending it, they're all in the NFL. You don't have, offensively, you don't have Will Howard, you don't have Travion Henderson, you don't have Emeka Egbuka. You've got the best player in college football, Jeremiah Smith, but this will be his second year doing this. And so while the mantle of leadership's been placed on him, that's only because he's of his greatness, of just how great of a player he is. And so you're kind of learning on the fly with that. But just to see kind of and to hear from the coaches just how this is going to evolve, where we talk in 4 weeks from today, you've got Ohio State and Texas, how different things are going to be from August 30th to September 30th.
Yeah, I think it's probably a good mindset to take in there. In football, we say it in the media because it's just easier, the defending, and really in any sports.
It's easy for us to say, yes.
But it's really only applies to, mostly fight sports, boxing, because there is deferential treatment to the defending champ.
Yeah,
if there's a draw, it's
true.
like you have to take it from them. But football, a lot of these other sports aren't like that. We start from fresh. You're essentially stripped of the title when the season starts, and you got to go do it again. So you might as well think that way.
And a lot of the players I know had asked for different, signage to be taken down from the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. They did put up an acknowledgement of the 2024 National Championship, but a lot of the guys that we've talked to throughout the week, some of the guys you might hear from today, will say to you that team accomplished that. This team is looking to conquer a whole new mountain, is really looking to summit a whole new mountaintop. With a 16-game season that was played last year, that was unprecedented. Now for this Ohio State team, you almost have to play in 17 games because you want to make that Big Ten championship in Indianapolis. So we go from one unprecedented season almost to another. And so that's the ask along with everything else that you ask of these kids at training camp, is, prepare for Texas, prepare for probably the biggest game in a regular season that Ohio State's had since maybe you were a player, in terms of the magnitude between two top 5 teams. And then, you finish the season, 0-4 against that team up north, and then there's almost a whole nother season that comes with the college football playoff.
Well, I think the first part is the only thing they're thinking about right now. I can almost actually guarantee it. The coaches, the coaches will be thinking about it, but they make a conscious effort to say, hey guys, there's really only one thing worth preparing for right now. It's week 1. I mean, yes, you want to get your guys ready, and even now it might just. I would imagine, if I'm guessing and have not listened to a lot of Coach Day's interviews, but it's even zoomed in more than that. Yeah. It's going to be the win today mentality. So, yes, that is a daunting thing when you look at it, but that was a daunting ask last year, even at this time. Yep. If you were going to say, hey, you're going to have to do this. If you told us before the season, this is what the marathon you're going to have to run, even though we had high expectations for that team, we would have been like, okay, I think. But then when it's actually done, you look back at it, you're like, oh wow, we're just in the okay. Can we really run that back? It is going to be tougher and tougher a challenge to win that thing in college sports, or in college football. Yeah, I know that we're coming off the heels of it, but the days of like Alabama racking up back to back. It is so much more of you have to go earn it than you have to even less of that defending champion leeway. Because when it's only 2 people getting in, there is some credence given to like, okay, well, it's Alabama or it's Ohio State. When it's in the BCS era, when you're just voting 2 in,
or the computers are putting
now you can't. Like it's going to be a legitimate battle, and week 1 will set the tone.
Eric Reiser, Dane Sanzenbacher out here at day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp. We're with you until 1 o'clock this afternoon. I heard a silly thing this week. I will put that silly thing in front of Dane next at Sports Saturday on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards, and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Patients everywhere are experiencing joint pain relief thanks to QC Kinetics regenerative treatments. So how does this non-surgical approach work? QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Aaron Wolkoff explains.
It's like when you get a paper cut and the cells that come onto that scene first stop the bleeding, and then it recruits more cells to form new skin and new soft tissue. And then you look down a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's like nothing happened and that paper cut never existed.
In this same way, QC Kinetics uses your natural biologics to help repair and restore aching knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
We take those same similar cells in different areas that are arthritic, are painful, and we cause this kind of internal self-healing that can resolve patients' pain.
Relief without surgery. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Veteran Reds fans know about the Rosie Reds, an organization founded in 1964 to support Reds baseball. And each year, the Reds sponsored a Rosie Reds night to salute the organization. And this August 2nd in 1967 was Rosie Reds night at the ballpark. And their favorite player, Pete Rose, presented them with quite the treat. Not 1, but 2 home runs in a 7-3 victory over the Atlanta Braves. And Pete, the switch hitter, hit 1 left-handed and 1 right-handed. Home runs from both sides of the plate. The first time that ever happened in Reds history. A memorable Rosie Reds night this August 2nd, 1967, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
He opens his toolbox before he opens his wallet and believes you can fix anything with 20 minutes and some pride. He's Mr. DIY, and when he needs metal, he goes to metal supermarkets. Artists, hobbyists, machine shops, maintenance professionals, and welders all count on metal supermarkets for over 8,000 metal products, shapes, and grades. If it's metal, they've got it or can get it for you. Cut to any size and ready fast. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast here for the weekend. We're tracking a mix of clouds and sunshine here today. Highs are in the upper 70s. Rather pleasant conditions here for your Saturday. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking more sunshine, but also some haze around due to some wildfire smoke back in the region. Highs will be into the lower 80s here on your Sunday, but we are tracking even warmer conditions as we're back up into the mid 80s here going into next week, but also looking at more humidity, and that will lead to some storm chances here by Wednesday and Thursday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Now when there's Buckeye football afoot, there's Reiser Dane Sanzenbacher live for day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp outside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. We'll be here until 1 o'clock this afternoon, so hopefully after practice we can get some players coming our way, some real ball lovers. Talk to them about how camp's going. It's still pretty early. You've got about 28 days until that season opening game against Texas. Following us at 1 o'clock is Buckeye Replay. You're going to hear Timmy Hall provide you guys with the first round of the college football playoff in 2024, Ohio State's arse-whipping of Tennessee in Columbus. And really, you know, that game, I think, talking yesterday with Bo, was kind of the first time I think Ohio State fans really enjoyed last season.
Because
the
strange way to put it, but yeah.
Expectations are always so high here. And so that always weighs on fans where, you know, you have the Oregon loss early on in the season, and then you kind of you plot a little bit, right? You have games against Nebraska. You're like, what the hell is going on with this team? And then, of course, you have the game against that team up north, and still the most inexplicable game I think any of us have ever seen around here, certainly in the longest of times. But then you get Tennessee in town, and you just put the boots to them in the way that I thought, at least, that's the team. That's what this Buckeye squad is. And maybe they had to go through those lumps to get there. But earlier in the week, Dan Wetzel, works for Yahoo Sports, made
Wetzel's Pretzels?
Made the claim. I don't know if he's got that brand.
Okay.
Perhaps if he was an athlete in a different life, that would have been an NIL offer.
Mm-hmm.
But
Sorry
he said
to interrupt.
that
What did
Ohio
he say?
State takes the Michigan game too seriously. And I said, well, that's a funny thing to say, because Urban Meyer probably took the game more serious than anybody, and he never lost. When you hear that, Dane, do you think right now Ohio State's taking Michigan too seriously?
I guess I don't know what it means by too seriously. I mean, I think as a whole, they're taking all of this very seriously. I think that's the job. If the critique is, hey, they're putting too much emphasis on it and it's affecting performance, no, I don't know. I don't think so. I think, I think it's one of those things where it looks a lot different from Columbus. Outside of last year, I'm with you. That one is more than tough to explain. But this was always going to be a Michigan team that was going to be back. In a few of those years, these were really good Michigan teams. I mean, I think comparing it to the spoiled years when I was there, or even into Urban, at least the ones I think my 4 wins against Michigan, they were maybe over 500 one time. So it's like, yeah, we could pat ourselves on the back, and those are big rivalry games, but we had to hype ourselves up for it at some level. But I think that at least since probably 2000, let's say 2001, since Coach Tressel was here, that has been the atmosphere around the facility, and really Columbus, that this is a big game. I don't know. I think I'll say this. I think it's part of the fun of college football that those exist and are taken seriously. I will say, to the serious point, I do think it could stand to get a little bit more of a respectful rivalry. I know there's the hate and the passion there. Post game last year was just to me. I was just like, that. This is. I think there needs to be a little bit more of like, not even friendly rivalry, but even in its most heated times, this was always a deep respect for each program.
Sure.
Like in the Woody and Bo years, it was a deep. Yes, we wanted to beat them more than anything, but it was more of a respect for what they're doing, instead of a like, okay, then it turned into, okay, they're cheating, and then it turned into like, we're actually like, we hate these people. I think that is a step too far. I think we could get in a more healthy place with it. But no, I don't think de-emphasizing it does anything. I think it's fun. I think it's part of the silliness of college sports is that these things matter.
Yes, I agree.
Like you can say, like, yeah, it doesn't. It's just it's the same as a win or loss as any other game on your schedule, and the goal is to make the playoff and win the national championship. But college has always been different. You put these different emphasis on different games that are just like pride and glory games, and that just is what it is. That's the magic to me. That's part of the charm. So no, I don't know. Taking it too seriously, I think, is a kind of a lazy thing. I don't know Wetzel Pretzel, but it's kind of like a lazy thing to say because they take them all seriously. I don't think it's to their detriment. Maybe running into. There's a little bit too much personal behind it. Yeah, I think you could make it less personal because I don't think it is on. It needs to be there on either side, or should it be in the context of college football? Yeah, and
I talk about, obviously everybody in the Big Ten is starting camp this week, and everybody's starting week 1, so you got 4 weeks. And I don't think anybody in the Big Ten's playing week 0 on August 23rd, but Michigan's doing what a lot of teams in the Big Ten are doing, and they're trying to figure out their quarterback position. Because if you don't have that, then your chances of making the college football playoff go from slim to extra slim. Bryce Underwood, likely the guy for Michigan, the quarterback that they gave an NIL deal to, worth about $10.5 million. When you kind of put everything that's surrounded that program into the pot with unproven quarterback, $10.5 million NIL experiment. Because who's cutting that check? And if it doesn't work, if the return on investment isn't a playoff appearance in 2 years, are you never getting a single solitary cent from that person ever again? Makes it all extra fascinating.
We don't know,
right?
I mean, those things aren't made public to us. It's it's part of the reality show side of college sports right now that it's like I don't even know how much we delve into because, yeah, how does that payment work? Is this just a number that's floated out there? Who knows? If we were to take that aside and say, like, okay, numbers, payment, whatever aside, they've got a young, highly touted quarterback coming in.
Yep, 5-star guy, was going to go to LSU. He's from Michigan.
Yeah, so regardless of what the quote-unquote recruiting was that got him there, I'm just going to put us in a time machine, Eric.
Sure.
We're going to go back to
Let's go back. The good old days.
We're going to go back to the good old days when a simple, they have a cool locker room would have done the trick.
Love their helmets.
Maybe a little booster under the table. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, man. I never got offered, and I'm offended by that, but I just never I never even got to say no.
No one ever approached you with a McDonald's bag?
And I didn't even have the opportunity to say no. So people are like, oh, yeah, they've been getting paid for a while. Mate, wasn't me. I started. I was the captain, and nobody even brought me a single bag of anything that had a dollar bill in it. So,
statute of limitations aside, did anybody ever buy you a cheeseburger?
No. Okay. I mean, I don't know if they just thought I was a Boy Scout or a Square, and I wouldn't have taken it, and I wouldn't have, but I would at least want to say no.
Yeah.
But if we go back to a time when that was all that was, yeah, you're looking at a really interesting year for both of these teams because we're sitting here with also young, unproven quarterback position. A lot of talent, but who knows? And Michigan in the exact same spot. It's rare, and really across the Big Ten, and whether it's transfers or not, because Penn State's Illinois, Nebraska. You could say you have like a quarterback that we've at least has some experience.
That has started games in the conference.
Yeah, but as far as like you're talking from the top down, if you're saying Oregon, who's the projected starter there? Do you know off the top of your head?
Dante Moore.
Yeah, so transfer?
Yes.
Either way, guys that are first year in the program, I know that's the new norm, but there's a lot of teams that are kind of like, okay, figuring this out, and there is a lot of unknowns going into week one. And Michigan is a big one. I mean, what does that look like? All the reality show aside, how you invest at least a lot of effort into getting a new young prospect. It'll make for good TV. I mean, I think a lot of people are wondering what Michigan looks like week one.
All right. I'm going to ask you coming up next what you would do if you were the head coach at Ohio State and figuring out this quarterback battle with Texas 28 days away. That's in 2 minutes. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with orthopedic one. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic one understood what it means to be a soccer player.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food and fun. Get your tickets at dublinirishfestival.org.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
Common Man here. I want to tell you about my guy, Bob Capace, owner-operator of Worthington Jewelers for the past 25 years. If your only experience is going to the mall for jewelry, Bob and his team will blow you away. Service, quality, and a great price. The store is busy all the time because people keep coming back. True story. My 8-year-old daughter says to me, "When can we go see Mr. Capace again? He's nice." Yes, he's nice. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, it is, but the annoying local people are live from day 3 of Ohio State's football camp at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Eric Reiser, former Buckeye Dane Sanzenbacher, with you until 1 o'clock today. And then again, like I said last segment, in the 1 o'clock hour, you're going to hear Ohio State put the boots to Tennessee in the 2024 college football playoff, the spot Ohio State looks to get back to in 2025. I think, it's just a one-year sample, but nobody who got a bye in the first round advanced past that. They got the bye. They played the next week. If you look at Oregon, hey, you're the number 1 team in the country. Congratulations, 13-0 regular season, Big Ten championship. Here's Ohio State. We all saw how that went. So I don't know if a bye is what's desired anymore, because you want to kind of find your stride, or you want to keep momentum building through weeks, but what's the body say?
Yeah, I know we didn't get much clarity from Big Ten Media Day or week. But where did we land on structure? Is there anything more clear, or is it going to be exact same structure, run it back as last year?
I would be willing to bet that's the case for 2025.
So first round, you earn yourself a bye. Yeah, so, I mean, I think our takeaways were the same from that setup last year, and I think most people would say, yeah, if you're looking at Oregon, not a huge advantage you were given for having a great season and winning the Big Ten championship if, you're looking at number 1 goal is national championship. Now, maybe Oregon was like, okay, winning the Big Ten in our first year, that is actually impressive. I mean, that is a good feather to have in your cap.
And they were a great team.
Yeah, but I just think, takeaway from our first run at it was I think we undervalued how much of a boost and advantage having a home game would be. I think we undervalued what that would do for teams coming out, as their first introduction into the college football playoff, hosting a home playoff game. I mean, it looked very similar to what you see at the professional level of, the home field advantage matters. You win more games when you're at home with you, and I think even more so when you have them when you're on campus. So, I think it's, if I'm looking at if you want that, I don't know, man. You want, obviously the goal is to go and win a Big Ten championship. In order to do that, you earn yourself a bye, and we don't have a home game. We don't have Tennessee. We don't have that. And I think there's so much value from that, not even from a team perspective, just from the sport, just from an Ohio State perspective. That was the best game of the year. And you don't have that if you have a perfect regular season. You skip that, you move on, and then the bulk of your games are in neutral sites at some big sterile arenas. I just think, the more you can play these things on campus.
Yes.
I talk about where the magic is in college. It's rivalries and it's on campus. I mean, it's just that's been what your product is. That has been what people show up here for. It makes it distinctly different. If the question is, how does that, what does that look like in the next year? What do you want out of that? Obviously, you want to win a Big Ten championship, and you hope you get to the easier path. But I mean, I would feel a little
kind of cheated.
The fan side would be a little cheated.
A little bit. I agree.
You want to it's a lot easier to root for your school having a home playoff game. That is what you're pulling for.
I was thrilled. We're talking to Ross Bjork yesterday and you and I had discussed this, where in 2026 Michigan's going to take their circus to Germany, and they're going to play a home game against directional Michigan, and that, I think, robs their fan base, and we're not going to cry for those people up in Ann Arbor, but it robs them of a home game. And I had asked Ross because at this point you're trying to find revenue any way you can, so you're throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Is there really a bad idea? Probably not, but he assured us yesterday that Ohio State would be doing 7 home games. They would never consider giving up something at the cathedral of the sport for a quick payday. Now, he said if someone was willing to give up their home game, we might have those discussions. So Ohio State, being the international brand, it could work. But I'm just glad that they understand, and the people leading this university in the athletic department and the football program, Buckeye fans, you're in really good hands. Understand the importance of this fan base and having those kinds of environments like a Tennessee in the first round of the college football playoff. If I'd have told you on that December 20th date that the quarterback for Tennessee will be returning to Columbus the next year, quarterbacking UCLA, what would you have said?
UCLA must be really good.
Where'd they find the money?
UCLA must have a really strong team to make him want to go
leave a college football playoff contender in Tennessee to go play for a team that won 3 games last year in the Big Ten.
Again, that's a big that story itself leans far more into the reality show of college sports than the actual part. I don't blame him. I don't know the situation. I think he's a product of what the system is creating right now.
Yeah.
You can't blame him if he wasn't happy there. Any free agent in the NFL, especially a quarterback high valued, their agent's going to shop them. They're going to look at the best opportunity for themselves and not think about the other. And so, I mean, yeah, would I've seen that coming? But I've seen a lot of players wearing different jerseys that I wouldn't have expected them. So I've kind of become used to the current strangeness that is college football, and I try to live as much as I can in the Wayback Machine.
Yes.
Like, okay,
put that banana and Mr. Fusion and go back to a better time. There's so much new with this Ohio State football program, and I had asked you before the segment about handling this quarterback situation. Now, the cool thing, and I think there's a very much of he gets it in Ryan Day, to where they've got both the quarterbacks vying for the starting job, and they've taken the ones and they've broken those ones up, the offense, the defense, and they're giving you as many combinations through 3 days of fall camp to work with everybody on this roster. They're giving everybody, I think, the most fair shot they possibly can, because outside of 2 and 4, maybe some other positions in your secondary defensively, they're all up for grabs. And so I think for, giving Julian, for giving Lincoln, I mean, if you look at ESPN, it's between, I think, Julian and Tavian. I think when they were here the other day, they just had a graphic that completely forgot Lincoln Keenholz, who's still very much in this quarterback competition, less so Tavian. But in handling it through just a couple of days through camp, do you, if you're Ryan Day, give yourself a drop-dead date because of Texas? Hey, I've got to have it figured out by this date?
No, I don't think you have to. If you're Ryan Day, I'm in his shoes. Yeah,
I'm putting you in those shoes right now.
Yeah, if I'm in those shoes, no, I do it when I'm good and ready, and I feel comfortable with our guy to move forward. I think there's a ton of value in developing all those guys. I think half the challenge right now for a lot of college teams is finding depth and retaining that depth. Mm-hmm. If you can have a lot of guys at least getting experience here, getting the feel for the offense, regardless of who, you don't know who you're going to need. And it's more important at this level than at the NFL. When you want to pick a guy, but your backup's your backup, and a lot of times guys that's their job, is to be the backup. There's not a backup job in college football. I don't think that role exists as much. I think there's more of an expectation to be a starter, especially now with, transfers, and you kind of have that autonomy. So there is no such thing as somebody who's planning on being a backup quarterback. You're going to find somewhere you can start, and you need to be capable of starting wherever you are. So this is huge, regardless of who you're leaning towards, of getting everybody the experience. But no, I don't think that drop dead day. If he went up to the week of Texas, if he was comfortable with that, at this point, this is in their hands, and I think they have a history of making good quarterback decisions. I think this staff has been around together long enough. They spend a lot of time with these guys, and the past 2 or 3 times we've gone through this, they've gotten the right guy. We've seen
there's a great amount of trust in who's making those decisions.
Yeah, so I don't. If it's the week before, I think that there's no reason from a fan perspective to question what's going on. I mean, this is clearly a competent group that can evaluate talent, especially at that position.
Yep.
So, no, I don't have a drop-dead date. I'd actually think it would be more, I think the longer it goes, it's kind of fun. I think leading up to that Texas game, if you actually don't know, and who's trotting out there,
that'd give us a lot to do.
I don't think he owes us an explanation
he
or
owes
an
the
answer.
team.
Maybe.
Or do you think
it depends on what you're trying to build?
Because the guys know.
No, it on some level, I guess. But when you're in this situation, it depends on what team you're trying to build.
Yeah.
All teams are different. This isn't last year's team.
No.
This isn't 2 years ago's team. If you want to have the culture of, hey, it doesn't matter. If you want to put it in guys' head, it doesn't matter who it is, okay? Rest of the offense, yeah, we want to do rhythm, but any of these guys can do it. You can build that. You could say, okay, this isn't about individuals. This is quarterback. Whether it's QB1, QB2, whoever it is, do your jobs. Everybody does their job, and we're going to be just fine. You can get away with a lot. I don't think you have to name a guy too early.
Now,
but that's just an extreme end, and that's just because I think that would be good for the reality show side of it too.
Yes, what we loved, what we do,
we'd eat that up.
It was funny yesterday. We were seeing Tim May and Clay Hall start so where we are is at the end of one field, and they started at the goal line, and Tim May had a selfie stick out, and him and Clay Hall, and I think this is available. Look for Tim May on Twitter. I think they have it on YouTube as well. He had a selfie stick, and they walked 100 yards. And then they walked across the back end zone, and then they came 100 yards back this way. I think they did like 300 yards with Tim and Clay. And for what you're talking about, that's the perfect content. For the team,
I thought you were going to say they were running.
Oh, no,
I didn't see this clip, but
they were
Tim May running
briskly walking
with a selfie stick. I'm down for that.
It was quite the sight. But for us to have, I guess, that kind of discussion for the next couple of weeks, because there's part of me that thinks next Saturday, if they do a scrimmage at the shoe and he knows, just do it then. If you know, do it.
No.
No?
No. I don't know. I'm just hold it close. Who knows? There's some coaches who famously just.
You were 100% right about something. I want to talk to you about that coming back next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Big Voice Guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready for college for complete terms.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Cash, moolah, greenback, stoves, Grilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-5193. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-5193. That's 800-507-5193. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with speedy rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Reiser and Dane out here from day 3 of Ohio State's fall football camp. And you said at the beginning of the program, Dane, when your son came out here, he would have the time of his life. And I think he sped off one way towards the bounce castle, shouting bounce castle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he couldn't even be bothered to stay here for too long. It was
because you gave him the headset and bounce castle.
He's a big fan of me. Not just as a dad. We're at a good point right now. I mean, he's only 2, so I've got probably a few years until he's over that. But usually wants to hang out. But yeah, that was what he said down there when I was talking to him. He said, "I say bye to Dada. I go to bounce house."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Okay, bye." And then he ran off with his arms going directions that were not normal directions, up, down, around. It's a lot of excitement. We're in the he's pretty potty trained, but I could see him peeing his pants in excitement over there.
Well, look,
we're in a good spot. He has been telling us when he goes, when he needs to, but all bets are off out here.
Honestly, same. If this doesn't get you excited, you check your pulse.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I might pee my pants myself.
This is ultimate football Ohio guy. Weather, activity. This is, the defending national champions now attacking the national championship. You're giving fans here, and there was again 600 on Friday.
Why don't you just call them former?
The former now, because you can't take it away from them.
Well, it is taken away.
The national championship wasn't. This isn't Michigan.
No, I'm saying like you start fresh at the beginning of the year.
You do start fresh, but I think there still should be, because a lot of these guys were on that team and part of that march to a national title. You want to give them the proper credit. It's a very windy day out here if you couldn't hear it in the headsets. The cool thing about a lot of this is you get nat sound, but the nat sound coming through our microphones is of kids.
That means natural. And that's folks not in the biz.
Biz, also short for business. The cool part about, and there's so many different cool things about this, but like the family atmosphere, you bring out your kids, and of these 4 football fields, you've got 3 where ball is being played. That was a good rep across the front of the end zones. Bad drop out of him.
Yeah. And we're talking about children. Not Ohio State
But we're giving
players.
constructive criticism here is what we want to do.
Is an average throw, I would say, too. But in their defense, they are playing with an autograph ball. That is a patent white leather football, not the most grippy.
No grip on it.
But appreciate the effort.
And, a lot of merchandise is being moved because these players will come out before and after, and they'll sign almost everything. Like Ryan Day yesterday stopped and signed every single thing that people had out for him. And so if you hadn't gotten a chance this year to come out for Ohio State's fall football camp, I encourage you to do so next year, because it's an experience you don't get anywhere else in the country. I was wondering, after we came out here last year and you were here with Tito doing the Sunday Spectacular, why aren't other schools doing this? And I still think that's a question I have.
Are they not?
No, I don't think so. I don't think any, at least not in the SEC, and not in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
anything to this scope and scale.
That's what we were talking about last year, was that this is going to be the model that we assume more people would go to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably you would have to look at the actual numbers. I mean, I would hope that because I don't think you're going to make a killing for your department.
No,
but I think there's a lot of
helps.
value in having something like this. It is a cool environment.
Yep.
And sometimes, at least at this level, there's value in just doing things because they're cool. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, yes, they want to pull in something for NIL. Yes, they want to. It has to make sense financially, but I do think this is a unique opportunity to, as the season's coming up, have your fans, have people that maybe don't get to games.
They are priced out of the Texas game.
They get priced out of games, and it's just a hassle. This is a much easier environment to get your actual eyeballs on the team. And kids at a certain age, too, this is just as cool. This is just as cool as a game because you're seeing as close as you're going to get to players. You can get autographs from guys, and it's not the chaos of what a game day is. So, I mean, I think it's really cool. I think there's benefits probably beyond just the money that you stand to make on it. And if you get a weather like this, I mean, last year was hot, man. I don't know how it was on Saturday when you were doing it.
It was a
Sunday
hot one.
show.
Yeah.
Man, it was hot. This is all but perfect. So, I mean, this is it's a nice little kickoff to the season.
And I wondered for your son if this is something that he'll remember. He might be too young to remember the bounce castle that he was at for Ohio State's fall football camp. But for a lot of these kids, these are memories that they're making with their families that they will only have forever. And they'll get to play on a field that says Buckeyes. And you don't have that anywhere else.
Yes. This is not...
How do you do in the bounce castle, by the way? I saw...
He's already to the complete other way, but that had all the markings of that was a walk to the potty.
Okay.
That was, okay, we need to take a break,
need to go.
buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he wasn't by himself. He's with his mom. That wouldn't have gone. He would be inside. He would come out all blue from the porta potty if he went in there by himself. He would be down in there. And you would be finishing the show by yourself.
Show solo.
As I'm like hosing him off.
But we would do everything we could to make sure that was part of at least the YouTube version of the show. Is Dane washing off his kid after a porta potty
He's up to neck in just blue porta potty. Yeah. But no, as we try to talk about what the scene is here, it's not the everybody's over there taking notes on what the team is doing.
No.
Half the people, you're just here to have fun, and you have rare access to the practice fields and facilities that the players use and will spend their season. This is on all the days you don't see them, they're here. So there's something cool about that. Obviously, everybody's enjoying it.
Let's hear because you're here because of love. Right, you're here because you love.
You're
football.
here because of love.
You love Ohio
Garrett.
State football. I love you. I love everybody out here.
I love
the listeners. You love an inanimate object, which is fine. But the love that the fans have for this football program, and ball's going on. There's quarterback competition. Both quarterbacks incredibly talented. Water is wet.
And this dad also has some talent. So there's like
He's
multiple
been dropping some
levels
really good
of
balls in
quarterback.
the corner of the end zone. Yeah. This is the football out here is exceptional
on every level, from shoeless football to
with cleats.
Yes, to legitimate defending national championship football. We have the whole spectrum.
And just real quick, Ohio State has so far avoided catastrophic injury. There was Edric Houston who went down the first day with a leg injury. And then I think Pete Thamel had the reporting that it wasn't expected to be long-term. He is out. He was out Friday in pads. He had a knee brace, so just a limited practice participant, but something for Ohio State that day one, a guy that was fixing to be a starter in the interior of your defensive line. And even if it wasn't that, just a depth piece that you're going to need later on in the season. Definitely avoid catastrophe there. Speaking of catastrophic, that's a good word to use about the Cleveland Browns. We'll discuss that next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We're your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Aaron, I'm freaking out a little that you're giving away $500 in free repairs whenever someone buys a new water heater.
When people are faced with an unexpected expense, an unexpected gift helps restore balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO. How many things can our plumbers do for $500 or less?
Tons of things.
Like what?
We can repair a toilet that's not working. We can replace a hose bib, install a utility sink or a vanity, run a water line to an appliance, replace a garbage disposal.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Replace a shutoff valve, fix an exposed water leak.
What's an exposed water leak?
It's one you can see. It's not inside a wall and it's not underground.
And we're going to do these sorts of things for free just because a person buys a water heater?
Yeah, for free.
Because we're restoring balance to the universe?
Balance to the universe.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Who go to geteco.com.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a Hitrex multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Give your home a fresh, updated look with Pittsburgh's exterior paint. Ultra is a paint and primer in one that provides excellent height and coverage, and it can be tinted to create thousands of color options. View our entire selection of Pittsburgh's exterior paint today on Menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer and check out all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Nate Pooterball. It's day 3 of camp for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the pads are being put on. Catch live coverage on Fan Sports Saturday all morning long. The Cleveland Guardians were in action last night, taking on the depleted Minnesota Twins. They pulled off the 3-2 victory in extra innings on the back of Kyle Manzardo's RBI in the 10th. They'll square off this evening at 4:10. Tanner Bybee squaring off against Bailey Over. The Reds knocked off the Braves in a matinee yesterday, 3-2. Tonight, they're down at Bristol Motor Speedway at the MLB Speedway Classic. First pitch is 7:10. Chase Burns of the Reds taking on Spencer Strider. Catch the action right here on The Fan. Columbus Crew SC picked up a win in the group stage of the Leagues Cup last night, knocking off Puebla 3-1. And in the NFL, the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners voted to approve a new lease agreement with the Bengals, keeping them in Cincinnati through 2036. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Dane and the Dingus out here, day 3 at Ohio
I love
State's
that that's still
football
rolling.
camp, live on the Fan until 1 o'clock. And then at 1 p.m., you'll get a little bit of Tennessee, Ohio State in the first round of the college football playoff. Spoiler alert, it went really well for your Buckeyes. That's all I'll give away. Tim Hall will be the master of ceremonies for that Buckeye replay again at 1 o'clock this afternoon. I did want to answer a question from Nate in the YouTube chat who's asking about Edric Houston's injury that happened on Thursday, where it was considered long-term, Nate. I think the thinking was months. When he first goes down, needs to be helped off. They didn't have an injury report right away, but then Pete Thamel had reporting that it was not considered that. And so I think when you say long-term, you think months, or is what the initial thought was months. And then that reporting comes out, and in the past couple of days, it maybe feels more like a week or two before he can get back to full speed, because there's a brace on his knee, but he is out in pads. He was out in pads yesterday, he's out in pads today. So being around the team in that kind of a capacity makes you think maybe just a week or two. And you're being precautionary with it because you cannot have a loss like that to a position of such need in camp. Be catastrophic.
I think at some level you feel lucky if you get through camp without at least one of these. I mean, I think you've done this enough. It's the nature of the sport. It's unpredictable, and you don't know when you're going to get something freaky, fluky. It's just an extent to how much. There's going to be plenty of guys that miss a little bit of time here and there throughout camp, whether it's minor strains, stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, that's an important piece, but I mean, I think we keep coming back to it. Even at this level, you don't know what's waiting behind him, though. I mean, that's the thing. There's still so many unknowns in the college football roster. You don't know. Guys haven't had their shot, so that's not to say move on. You want your A players to stay healthy. But I'm never ready to sound the alarm this early in the season about anything, really, about injuries.
And you want, though, you don't want that opportunity, but that does provide the opportunity. So you had Will Smith Jr. and Tywan Malone lined up at defensive tackle with the starters during a bunch of practice yesterday, and so you give them those valuable reps in camp. Because it was shown on the other side, on the offensive line, when you lose Josh Simmons in Oregon, you reshuffle your line. Then you lose Seth McLaughlin the week before the Indiana game. You have to reshuffle your offensive line again. So a lot of the offensive linemen that you see at camp now were guys that you had through your college football playoff run. You didn't have the Remington Award winner. You had to make do with who you had, and that's more to that. And if you give those guys valuable reps with the ones during camp, also while retaining your health to not be something months where he's out, I think it does everybody some good.
Yeah, you're building a culture. You're building a strong team as a whole. And yeah, I guess it's too hard to speculate on what specific injury, especially with the information we have.
And coaches have been asked this, and they will continue to be asked this, for the next couple of days. But you're not going to provide too much because you don't have to. This is an NFL where you're not going to have to provide specifics on the injuries. But if he's out there with the team in pads, you'd like to lean that good news.
I would think so.
Speaking of the NFL, so the Browns, the Bengals are back to training camp practice this week. Getting a lot of Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel in Cleveland. After 2023, so when the Browns lose that divisional round game to the Houston Texans, Cleveland tried so hard not to start Joe Flacco. And where did that get them? Right back to starting Joe Flacco. I'll tell you right now, I think week 1 against Cincinnati Bengals, September 7th, Joe Flacco is your starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns?
Flacco's a grinder, man. I've been I love the second career that he's had. I like the resurgence of
almost third if he gets a couple of games under his belt this season.
I guess, but he's been effective, and I think he's a guy that, at least me, early in his career, I kind of put him in a box of just he's just he's a standard quarterback. He's just like a tall. He's just a tall dude that's just he's a pocket passer. It's kind of boring. But I think the more access you've gotten, and I think he's been, I don't know if he was on a Hard Knocks. Maybe?
I don't know if the Ravens did one while he was their quarterback.
No, I mean even recently. I guess just watching him as his second, and maybe it wasn't even a Hard Knocks. I think there was an in-depth thing that either ESPN or one of the networks had.
Some of the teams even do their own preseason
So
content.
this was an off-the-field thing, but listening to him talk about the situation, and he still views it as I'm going in to be the starter.
Yes.
I've not accepted this I'm in the twilight of my career and want to be a backup or okay with that. And then when he comes in and plays, he produces, and I love I just have a soft spot for old quarterbacks and big kickers are kind of my thing.
What about big field goal kickers or big punters?
Either
Ohio State's got a 6'7" punter, Nick McLarty.
If you don't look if you're odd for your position, and in football everybody kind of looks like their position, except the kicker will throw you a curveball every once in a while. So a really large field goal kicker or punter and old quarterbacks are particular favorites of mine, or lefty quarterbacks. Those are my three favorite flavors of football.
And so for Flacco getting most of the reps, the ones, I think if you're Kevin Stefanski and your goal is to win games this season, you look at the three quarterbacks that you have available to practice right now. Kenny Pickett is back in pads and has appeared at practice, but he hasn't done anything because he's still dealing with a hamstring injury, which those things are always variable. At least he had missed Monday through Wednesday. He was held out of drills yesterday. He's being held out of drills today up in Cleveland. You want to win football games, you put in Flacco. For me, I have no interest in seeing Joe Flacco anymore because I want this team to put themselves in a position for the future. Joe Flacco's not your future. So if you're asking me, Eric, who you start in week one, start Dylan Gabriel.
You think?
I'd be fine with it. They won't. They'll start Joe Flacco. And I think they'll trade Kenny Pickett because another injury hit Cleveland this week. MJ Emerson tore his Achilles. He had surgery to repair it shortly after, so he's going to miss the entire 2025 season. So defensively for the Browns, you're without two linebackers. You're without one of your starting corners. And then the Quinshon Judkins situation, there's no clarity on that because he's still dealing with legal issues, but it's at least 6 games if you're going by the NFL's policy against domestic violence. So they're going to have needs, and once the other NFL teams start trimming down their roster, then maybe you take advantage of waiver wire acquisitions, but you've got to fill those spots, and teams might have quarterback needs if quarterback injuries are suffered during camp.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not trading Shador or Dylan Gabriel to a team because there's little value there.
It just seems like there is risk there for the organization, though, because you think about who are the decision makers on who's going to be your starter, right? It's your head coach. I guess GM can maybe weigh in, but who your roster guys on? Yeah. So it's which one is which one's a fireable offense? Well, yeah, we could take if we kind of know what we're getting with Joe Flacco. You can kind of build something here. Maybe you win some games. He's still serviceable, but if you go through Dylan Gabriel, decide you don't like him, decide he's not the guy, and then you have to go back to Joe Flacco, then the narrative becomes we need a complete overhaul in Cleveland. We're out of here. We need a new coach. And so that's why I say what I usually look at those decisions through what's the most defensible from the people that stand to lose their job by the wrong decision.
Well, you put yourself in that spot with the catastrophic acquisition of Deshaun Watson.
Well,
you're in this spot right now because of that. And when I use the word catastrophic, that was what I think. That's a nice way of how I feel about Deshaun Watson being a Cleveland Brown. As you are still saddled with him and his contract while he sits there and rehabs and tries to, I guess, take it to the haters on social media.
Eric, I just, what do
you want me to do?
That's what I'm saying. I don't. The problem is,
You sound like I feel like a judgment's about to come from you to me. But a judgment.
It is, and I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Do it. Go ahead. Do I have to get over it?
Yeah.
Stop. Don't tell me that.
It's being a Browns fan. I mean, that's kind of on you. You got to just let them make their decisions. But I think you're holding this expectation of, hey, they're going to make a right one. It's like off what history?
I have another grievance against the Cleveland Browns. So if you'll remember before the NFL draft, it was General Manager Andrew Berry said that Travis Hunter was like football Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's like, okay, draft football Ohtani. Why wouldn't you get the second pick? Get football Ohtani. Well, they didn't. They traded to Jacksonville. And Jacksonville has football Ohtani. Well, so far, Travis Hunter's been doing Travis Hunter things at Jacksonville Jaguars camp, which it's camp, so you don't want to put too much into it. But the idea that he's taken over 100 snaps, both offense and defensively, for Jacksonville is great news if you're a Jaguars fan, because you found a guy that maybe can be that generational talent that we all saw Travis Hunter be at Colorado. That could be your football Ohtani that could really help your quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and defensively.
Did the Cleveland Browns back office or front office peek at Kevin Costner? Is he the best they've had?
I hate that movie. I hate that because
I don't
fan of a team that's associated with that really awful fiction.
I never even seen it, but I'm sure he did okay.
The idea that something went right for the Browns in the end is fictional. Is as fictional as it gets, and that movie encapsulates it, where it's mind-numbingly stupid decisions in the movie, and then all of a sudden it goes right for John Dutton. I forget, Sonny something I think is his character's name, but he'll always be John Dutton to me.
Yeah, Costner's the best I think you guys have done.
Yeah, great.
And that's
a fictional
okay.
one in a stupid movie that I will not watch. That's tremendous. Well, things are going slightly better for the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll discuss the week that they had next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Save big on everything you need when you shop at Menards. Spidey Electric smart home products make everyday living simply smarter. Stay connected to home while you're away with wireless outdoor security cameras. Control all your smart home products from anywhere using one easy-to-use app. View our entire selection of Spidey Electric smart home products today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large big gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards, and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Row flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Save a good deal more with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves, including new breakfast favorites all season long. Meyer brand syrup, pancake mix, and instant oatmeal are all just $1.79 each. Plus, students will enjoy the well-packed backpack good life with back-to-school supplies for $1 or less, including Meyer brand 24-count crayons, Meyer brand 70-sheet notebooks, and Crayola Classic Colors markers. Shopping for breakfast essentials and back-to-school supplies is a good deal better at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, toast, Grilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio Lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Did you know that the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Tina? And did you know that man shaves his pits? True story.
Listen weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Veteran Reds fans know about the Rosie Reds, an organization founded in 1964 to support Reds baseball. And each year, the Reds sponsored a Rosie Reds night to salute the organization. And this August 2nd in 1967 was Rosie Reds night at the ballpark. And their favorite player, Pete Rose, presented them with quite the treat. Not 1, but 2 home runs in a 7-3 victory over the Atlanta Braves. And Pete, the switch hitter, hit 1 left-handed and 1 right-handed. Home runs from both sides of the plate. The first time that ever happened in Reds history. A memorable Rosie Reds night this August 2nd, 1967, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hi, meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast here for the weekend. We're tracking a mix of clouds and sunshine here today. Highs are in the upper 70s. Rather pleasant conditions here for your Saturday. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking more sunshine, but also some haze around due to some wildfire smoke back in the region. Highs will be into the lower 80s here on your Sunday, but we are tracking even warmer conditions as we're back up into the mid 80s here going into next week, but also looking at more humidity, and that will lead to some storm chances here by Wednesday and Thursday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Live, local, and still slightly drunk.
I'm not drunk, all right? I just have a speech impediment.
This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Tell you what, that Tavian St. Clair's got some wheels on it. We're going pretty damn live here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Eric Reiser, Dane Sanzenbacher out here for day 3 of Ohio State football practice, and they are giving the people football. Real ball for real ball fans, Dan.
I will say it's a little bit more live than I was expecting.
It's day 1 of pads.
Yeah, I mean, it's not full tackle, but it's all but wrap them up until they're stopped. So, yeah, they're getting their money's worth.
I know that Browns fan in the last segment we had on was super negative, but Cleveland does begin preseason play next Friday. Was both of us, really. No. I think I'd have been the more negative. You were more of the laughing at the fire. I'm more of the in the fire burning.
I'm sorry. It's not helpful by
Browns
me.
are at the Panthers next Friday for the preseason. We will have that game on ESPN Columbus. As we're going to have Reds baseball, as we always have Reds baseball, but it'll be on the Fan next week with the Reds. Tonight, Cincinnati's in Bristol, taking on the Atlanta Braves at a race car track. They're going to try to put 90,000 people at Bristol Motor Speedway for Reds Braves. That game we will have for you right here on the Fan. When Dane and I step aside at 1 o'clock, or when they, I guess, throw us out of Buckeye Camp, we'll have the Buckeye replay of the 2014.
They're not going to throw us out, Eric.
No?
Do you know who I am?
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Gosh,
Thank you.
You're really coming along with this.
I'm going to bring more ego to the show.
I really need you to just lean into that more. Like,
it makes for good radio.
I need you to show up to events like this without anything but just yourself and what you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody asks, this is what your identification, you just point to your face.
Yeah.
This is my identification.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
Google.
The news this week. We'll do the Cincinnati Bengals in a little bit, but I've heard you through a couple of segments off the air talk about a desire to return to football. Like you wake up every day wanting ball, and you're out here at camp, and I can tell you miss this. I can tell you miss the grind of it, the long days, the long months, putting those pads on, getting them popping, because the UFL is coming to Columbus in 2026. I don't know if you saw the news this week, but one of the teams that played last year in the USFL is relocating to Columbus. They're going to do games in 2026 at Mafre Stadium, or historic Crew Stadium. And right now, Dane, could you work yourself up into game shape to try out for that unnamed team?
I mean, anybody can. Are there tryouts? Is it open?
Probably. You did training camp
like
with
the
the Bengals and the Chicago Bears. So my guess is you would have a better idea than most on how to get your body properly prepared for this.
Depending on how much time I have.
I'm giving you a year.
You gave me a year? Yeah. I couldn't a year.
Okay.
But I think the more fun question and it's been floating around, and I think Tyvis already threw it out there, is if, I guess, who would have the best chance, Tyvis, DeVere, myself, or Bobby, if we're like, okay, we're going to go try out for this UFL team. How does that go? And I'm wondering who has the best chance. And I'll let you give your opinion first.
So based off of the four you just named,
yes,
playing the positions that they played at Ohio State and in the NFL and some in the CFL, I'm giving it to Bobby.
Yeah, me too.
Because
so maybe it wasn't that hot take. I was like, it's definitely
I don't think so. Because seeing him out here on Friday running gassers at 41, 42, I think it is, he could put on the pads, hop in, on the defensive line, and
I actually think you'd have no problem.
He'd be fine.
To be dead honest with you,
he'd be fine.
I think the rest of us would run into issues because there's far too much running involved. I think.
Now you showed me a rep earlier that looked pretty good. You got right up on that line. It was going to be a run play, obviously, but you checked to make sure.
Yeah, you said could you do one play? And if it's a run play, yes, I can. I can do that. Not a problem. You
check the hell out of your position.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure I'm on the line, and then I'm going to stay out of the way. I can do that, no problem. But if you have to actually get into a play of running, I don't know. That's a different thing that the wheels might come off. But so what is
I do this all to set up something in the future for Tyvis to try out for this unnamed Columbus UFL team.
I think we should just gas him up to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because while I think the effort would be hilarious.
The effort would be hilarious. And his enthusiasm would be hilarious, thinking that he still had a legitimate shot for this.
He does still think that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not listening because he's moving this weekend.
Okay.
So I think he's
we can say whatever we want.
Much too occupied. We can say whatever we want about our dear friend Tyvis Powell. But that's what we do in the next 6 months, gas him up. So when they do have that casting call of come try out for this.
This is going to be next season?
When 2026 season. So they started at the end of March in 2024. I think March 30th was the opening day for the USFL for last season.
Okay.
And so it's obviously going to be something similar in 2026. But I don't know if this thing has much of a chance to succeed in Columbus. I talk about the venture itself. Playing at Lower.com Field, playing at Historic Crew Stadium, spring football.
Lower.com Field, and maybe.
So there were conflicting reports at first when this was announced that they're playing at Crew Stadium. I think with this, to differentiate between Historic Crew Stadium and Lower.com Field, if you're a national reporter, what's the difference? If you're in Columbus, it's a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. If you could get him at Lower.com Field, then you could pull in some interest. The one way, Dane, I see this working, is if you do as close to a scarlet and gray color scheme as possible with that USFL team or UFL team or whatever they want to call it, and you get former Buckeyes.
Yes, that was my exact thought.
Right? Names people know, faces people recognize.
Yes, if you made that like an extension of teams here, say, okay, this is guy went undrafted or whatever it may be, or is trying to get back in it, and you created a special, I don't want to say preference, but you leaned into.
No, I think you do create a special preference.
And I think you could, and you could get people to show up for that. Absolutely. Because you already have the familiarity. The problem that struggle with a lot of those UFL teams or whatever it may be is there's no personal connection. Like, you don't have something to go root for, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, then this product isn't worth it.
And that's what does it so well, and I don't think I'm breaking any news to anybody with this football program in this city for Ohio State. It's part of the connective tissue and the fabric of the community. Since I can remember, Ohio State football's been the one thing on the calendar you circle more than anything. Sorry Thanksgiving, sorry Jesus, sorry America. It's when's Ohio State playing. It's when's Ohio State playing Michigan.
Man.
Yep.
Maybe you need to adjust your priorities too. Sheesh.
I don't think I'm in the minority.
Oh, okay.
I think the majority would agree with me in terms of when's Ohio State playing, paramount to everything else.
I was just saying, I'm not saying it's unimportant. Just the list you threw down there. I was like, dang, you came at some heavy hitters.
I pulled Christmas and Easter. Yeah,
you
dang right. Well,
you came in heavy.
He's got both of those holidays.
Good God,
you dang right,
Eric. My goodness. Okay, well, it's way up there for you. I take it.
This is the biggest thing in this city. I'm not breaking news. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling these people anything they don't already know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They have 1,000 people out here for a dang practice.
It's not a dang practice.
This
is an event.
Dang it!
It's not just a dang practice.
This is event. This is quite the event. Nate was saying in the YouTube chat, I thought Ohio State was supposed to scrimmage today. They're getting it in. They've got chain markers. They've got officials out there. Now they've split the team again into twos. They're doing a little bit of a mix with Julian and the twos, Lincoln and the ones, Tavians with Julian, and they're making this as close to football as possible. Now, I do think in the next week or so you might get a week from today, they're going to be in the Horseshoe doing a live scrimmage there, but football is afoot here.
I did not hear about that either.
What's that?
This is in the shoe.
Did you guys ever do that during camp? Go to the shoe to do a scrimmage? Or were you always just camped out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center?
That's a good question. I don't remember ever doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember ever doing that.
I think it was an urban thing.
Could be. We did it in Chicago when I was with the Bears.
Yeah.
We would during camp do one practice at the stadium.
Sure.
Same with Cincinnati. So maybe this is on the same.
I mean,
vein
this
as
is
that.
an
I don't remember
NFL-style
doing
training
that
camp.
in college. It was more you were just locked down. There was there was very little both fan or outside. Really contact to the outside world during camp, honestly. That was like the time. You didn't leave. You lived in the hotel. You were here or at the hotel for at least a couple weeks before the season, 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is that's a little bit different. But yeah, this is every bit of what you would expect a scrimmage to be in practice. You don't get much more than there is 11 on 11.
Yep.
And they are going back to the huddle. Like right now, they are essentially scrimmaging. I can't tell if it's ones versus ones.
They had it split up, and then they just brought the group back together. But it's third and distance.
Yeah, so they are scrimmaging as much as you will or can in a practice.
If I was thinking about this before the show, if Andy Geiger or Gene Smith had gone to Jim Tressel and said, "Hey, we're going to open training camp up to the fans, so we want you to do as much football as possible," I do feel like Ohio's lieutenant governor would have just had you guys stretch for 3 hours.
No.
Not trying to give anything away.
I mean, he's adaptable. I think
you think he would have evolved to this?
I think he would have evolved to it. Yeah,
understanding just the importance that this place is, and not just this.
No, you know what we would have done, Eric? It would have been a lot of special teams live to emphasize the
lot of punts,
the importance of
field
the punt
goal.
play.
Yeah,
we would have been doing a lot of live punt,
a lot of KOR.
Yep, maybe some field goals. So yeah, it would be
3 hours.
Something would be live.
Was the most
would it be
important
offense and defense? I don't know. It would maybe a lot of punt coverage.
And you might also lean into just how many kids are out here playing football, and just have the team watch them and like cheer them on
There's
in a way to like
there's a piece of that too.
elevate their confidence. Hey, we're really out here for the young people, and by young people I mean the real young people. So let's go cheer them on before they cheer us on in the regular season.
That sounds right as well.
Trey Hendrickson is holding into Bengals camp. I think it's good news for Cincinnati. We'll discuss that in 2 minutes. It's Sports Saturday on the Fan.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic One. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic One understood what it means to be a soccer player.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Garnish your Bloody Mary with sports talk. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, you are. Eric Reiser, Dane Sanzenbacher. Day 3 of Ohio State's football camp, and they're getting after it.
And the players. See what I did there?
Down
like
in
the
distance.
Kids?
Yes. Everybody out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center getting after it. It's cool to be able to interact with a bunch of listeners. Had a couple guys from your neck of the woods come up in that last segment. Tell you were really something back in the day. You're really something now.
Thanks, Eric. So are you.
You're my co-host, and I love having you along.
Yeah. We had, and one of the dads that we were shouting out that was playing quarterback out here came up and talked to us.
Yep.
Said he spends a lot of time during his day, works for an electric company here in town, driving around, says listen to us all day. So thank you to all those people who do that and that are out there today working on Saturday listening to us. We'll try to give you as much of a feel of what it's like to be here as we can.
And if you don't, you should.
Well, they can't hear us.
They should have us on every day.
Talking to them is kind of pointless, Eric. You know,
if
how
you're in the
radio
car,
works.
I have a little bit of an idea.
You can't talk to people that aren't listening.
Well, good thing about that is we're available on YouTube.
Okay.
We're available on podcast.
Yep.
So if you miss anything, you can go back and watch and listen.
Oh, good point.
So
about
I
that.
could be speaking to somebody in the future that's wondering, I want more of those two. Dane and the Dingus. That's a great radio program.
Right. That you are right. Because somebody could be watching this on YouTube that wasn't, and you're like, hey, listen to the car. You're good at your job, Eric. And I want you and the people who are listening and future listening to know that.
We had everybody and their grandma on with us this week. Thursday, Friday, and today we'll hope to get some players after practice wraps up here in about probably half an hour. But if you've missed anything from Ross Bjork, from Ryan Day, from Matt Patricia, from Brian Hartline, from Bob, from Bo, we have all of that, from Tyvis, from Bone, all of that available to you in all of those places that I just mentioned. So the joke that I made was, why did Trey Hendrickson cross the road? To get to Bengals camp, silly.
Oh.
He ended his camp holdout this week. He's a hold-in, so he is there, not participating in much. But he doesn't have to. But just the idea that he's there would likely lean to that discussions are happening about a new contract for him. And that's kind of the final piece that Cincinnati really needs. to not get off to an 0-3 start to the year. Something that they need to do if they want to make the playoffs and have this massive amount of money they've given to their offensive weapons pay off.
Not a huge surprise. And I think if you look back on both of these, I guess the drama with their defensive line, they took care of the one first that they needed to get done first.
Right.
Because I think Hendrickson, how much do you need to see from him in camp? Not a lot.
Right. You led the league in sacks last year.
The guy's a vet. He gets it. So if you're like, okay, let's focus on one here. Let's get our rookie signed. Let's get him to camp. And then bring him back around. I'm proud. This is probably best case scenario for both parties. Because I don't think Trey's either, like, itching to get back in camp. He very well may be a ball lover, Eric, and maybe he does.
Oh, confirmed.
But especially guys that are coming on, like, 7-8 years in the league. Camp's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
He could say see you in the preseason, and that would be fine. He could say see you week 1, and still would probably be fine with how long the season is. So, yeah, that's good news for Bengals
everybody,
fan. I think
really,
I think if you're the Bengals, you're in a pretty good spot, given a somewhat not all that chaotic, but somewhat chaotic offseason, and you're not the Browns. So at the end of the day, there's always
there, didn't you?
There's always that about you.
I think that Micah Parsons and Terry McLaurin are ball lovers. I think they're confirmed ball knowers, but both said this week, I would no longer like to be here. Now, Micah, I fully believe, is done with Dallas, done with the Cowboys. I think Terry is doing this as a way to get more money. He's deserved to be paid as one of the top 10 highest paid receivers in the league. He is not that. He is very well underpaid for the value that he currently provides the Washington Commanders and the value that he has given the Commanders / football team / Redskins in his time with Washington. I do think the Terry McLaurin situation gets taken care of. He gets paid like he's deserved to get paid. It's great that he's doing this, knowing with what Washington has going into this season. A second year for Jaden Daniels. You need those kinds of weapons that helped him have such a successful rookie campaign. Terry McLaurin, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Smart move on McLaurin's part. I do think both of those parties come together and give McLaurin what he wants. For Micah Parsons, I think he wants the hell out of that circus, and I cannot blame him one bit. With Jerry Jones, with ultimate nepo baby Stephen Jones, telling him that he's got to want to get paid was the phrase that Stephen used for Micah.
He's got to want.
He's got to want to get paid. We want to pay Micah, but he's got to want to get paid. That's worse than what Katie Blackburn said about Trey Hendrickson, and just he should be happy with what we offer him.
If you let owners of these NFL teams talk too much, eventually they start to show who they like. They'll show you who they are.
And
they'll show you how they feel.
The Joneses do it frequently.
Yeah, this if you let them talk long enough, you're like, oh, this is how you really feel about your players. Okay, all right, yeah. Oh, he ought to be happy with what we give him. Okay, well, you just be happy with the production that I give you then. How about that? You just be happy with what I give you and don't expect that much out of me.
When I say the phrase TLDR to you, do you know what that means?
I do not.
It's too long, didn't read. And Micah Parsons posted a thank you to Dallas on his Twitter, and for me that was TLDR. Great, I'm not reading that. There's like there's 6 paragraphs.
Pages.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, no.
Great. Thank you, Micah.
Didn't need it.
No, but if it makes him feel better, I guess. And someone I'd heard, this might have been that damn Timmy Hall, had just said, we'll trade Terry to Dallas and trade Micah in return. Now, I think the Commanders probably say no to that. But the Cowboys, that'd be great for them.
Yeah, they would be okay with it.
It's the ultimate hypothetical by a Commanders fan. It's silly, but...
Yeah, that's silly. Those things don't even have anything to do with each other. Why would you trade those two for each other?
Both want to be moved. Move them.
Yeah, I know, but it's not like they're both equal positions and receivers in value.
Very, very different.
No, I think I think you're kind of right on the assessment of both of them. I think McLaurin, all but you go into camp and you could have just told him ahead of time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if your agent off screen, essentially. It was like, hey guys, just so you know, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, there's neither party is blind to the reality of where they're at. Like, everybody knows when contracts are coming up. Everybody knows where you stand. You know where you left last season, and you know what the team needs. So if you're seeing your value, if you're the McLaurin camp of like as high as it's ever going to be here, yeah, you have to know if you're the Redskins, you're going to have to pay up to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, and that's the, I guess, nature or the great balance of the NFL is that nobody gets it on the cheap. The best you can do on getting a cheap deal on a guy is a rookie quarterback. That's the best you can do, and that's why people try to get a quarterback cheap. But once you're in the thick of it, none of these agents, players, nobody's letting teams off the hook and get somebody for what they're not worth. So it's that time of year. I would assume he's still a Commander by the time week 1 comes around.
Yeah, he's playing for
I shouldn't assume, but that would be my...
No, it would be, I think, the safest bet. Micah, I think, is also going to be with the Cowboys this season. And it's not going to be great because I wonder if he just sits out games. But preseason for both teams starts next week. I know for the Cincinnati Bengals, they're in Philadelphia playing the Eagles on Thursday. Cincinnati's not doing any joint practices. So like with the Browns, they're going to play the Carolina Panthers next Friday. They're going to be doing joint practices in Carolina a couple of days next week. I have a question for you about the start to the NFL preseason that I will ask next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic 1. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic 1 understood what it means to be a soccer player.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with speedy rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Jerry, I've made a decision.
Aaron, are you giving away free services again?
Well, yeah. How did you know?
I haven't been able to quit thinking about your AC piggy bank.
Get Eco.
ECO. We work to extend the life of their old air conditioner and then give back all the money we were paid to do it.
Up to $1,500.
When they need to buy a new system.
Jerry, I'm getting ready to do something like that again.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When we replace a water heater, I'm instructing all the Eco plumbers to give our customers up to $500 in free repairs before they leave the house.
$500 in free services that same day?
There's lots and lots and lots of things our plumbers can do for $500 or less.
And Eco is going to do these things for free when people buy a water heater?
Yeah, whatever they want for free.
That same day?
Same day.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Go to geteco.com.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers. Tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes, your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
Looking to launch a career in the skilled trades but don't know where to begin? Part-time service in the Ohio Army National Guard can help. You can kickstart your career by enlisting in one of our many trades-based jobs. Get paid to learn these skills and gain on-the-job training when you report to your unit 1 weekend a month or 2 weeks in the summer. To learn how the Guard can pay for your civilian trade certification, visit nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard in coordination with the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Concerned about your investment's rate of return? Let us show you exactly how your portfolio is performing. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
You ever feel like your money is just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money is always doing something.
Like what?
Like automatically pushing more to savings so you can take that trip.
I like trips.
Who doesn't? It even tracks your progress. You're almost there.
Wow, I better pack.
And it charts your spending so you know which vacation hat you can afford.
How does it know I like hats?
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. And once you taste it, you'll know why. Right now, get 2 48-ounce cartons of UDF peach ice cream for $10. It's only here for a short time. UDF peach ice cream, made for you.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. We firmly believe it's appropriate to tailgate before a youth soccer game. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
I was really hoping you were going to get closer to the scrimmage action so I could, while we're on the air, tell you that we in fact are back on the air, Dane, and see how quickly I could get you.
You're not supposed to draw attention to your co-host not being at the mic when you start talking.
I wanted to see if you still had it, man.
But now all those people that are listening now or future listening are going to know. We've talked about trying to get a mobile mic because I actually was going to try to see.
It is cool to watch you try to get as much as you can from this live scrimmage.
Well, I did want to get closer to see what's going, because this is more scrimmage than at least on the Sunday show last year, and maybe I missed this part. But this is full team, all paying attention to one scrimmage, which, if you're not at practice much, is kind of rare. Practices usually just look like a mess of individual groups of players doing stuff, and then you get a little bit of team. But this is very much like offense huddling, defense huddling, breaking, 11 on 11, and rest of the people are on the sideline watching. So this is as much of a real scrimmage as you're going to get. I was actually going to try to find the kids area. Admittedly, my wife texted me and said, "I think our son is playing catch with Heartline's kids," and I thought that would be a cute moment to see.
Right,
and
so
it's
Tavy and Claire
but you had to go back on air and ruin that moment for me. But that's fine. We're working.
Would it have been better had I just let you wander off during this? I mean, I can call plays.
I would have come back with
Tavy and
good
St. Clair
information.
just had a nice deep ball. No, you would have. Well,
no, I would have watched. I would have watched the players, and I would have given you some good inside info from a learned expert
of your
like
kids
myself.
Playing catch.
No, I was going to look at both.
You are a good multitasker.
Yeah, so we're in. You can't even really call them. We don't know what the. If it's first string, second string, I think they're just rotating through. But
they're rotating guys through. They're mixing everybody.
This would be Julian Sainrep.
Oh, it's still Tavian.
No.
It's number 9 in the black jersey.
Yeah, you got better eyes than me. Good point about 9 in black jersey.
But it's such a cool experience. that fans get to come out here and watch this.
Yeah, and so in order to bring it to our fans, I was trying to get closer to get to the.
I know, but we
I
have
wanted
an
to get
obligation.
some smell rubbed off on me and bring it back
to our other listeners. You can do that in the break. We just had a shorter break, and you waited till the last part of it to approach the field.
I'll get better.
I know that. I know you will work, and I know
can
you
take
will
criticism.
learn.
Yeah,
It's not criticism. I wanted to see.
It's constructive.
I wanted to catch you at a point where you felt you might have had to run or sprint back
well,
here.
here's what I'll say.
I wanted to see just how dedicated to this craft you were, because I know you love ball.
Well, I ran back.
But do you love radio?
Love it. Radio lover, ball lover. My question to you, as long as we're here and we're deep in it.
Oh yeah.
When I look back, I'm halfway across the field, and I look back to you to essentially confirm, hey, are we am I good? Are we on air? And you give me a thumbs up.
Of course.
I take that as you're good.
Yeah, you are. But we're also.
But we weren't. It was like.
Yo, you were good.
I wasn't good. You were thumbs up as if we're on air, but it's okay that
I wanted to see what you
there.
would do, and you reacted appropriately.
Okay, so appropriate felt like it should have been come back.
Nope.
We're on air, but you said thumbs up.
I wanted to see what you
You're
would do.
lucky I came back at all. I could have just turned around and.
I'm of the mindset that anything that happens off the air can be properly, if done well, can be brought onto the air.
Part of the perk of us being if we're in a studio, this wouldn't happen.
No.
But I think I'm allowed to wander.
This is the beauty of this.
Yes.
I agree completely with you. Had you been wandering, I get to tell our listeners Dana's off wandering to try to watch football.
Yeah,
I think, and the way I could play by play of you doing that, I think would be equally entertaining.
No, he's on the field.
Because I have confidence.
He's on the field. He's got a helmet
my
on.
orator skills.
Wait, why does he have a helmet on?
Well, now they're on coach. So do you want to go join?
I do
take a knee?
not. It looks like this
They
got to
are
be wrap up.
They are wrapping up practice. Number 3 out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center in 28 days. Be opening the season against Texas. Probably the top team in the country, if not number 2. Ohio State, also one of those. I think the preseason polls start to trickle out here in the next couple of days. We're in it. We've got perfect football weather. And if you had any thought to come out for one of these days of practice, I encourage you to do that next year. Bring the kids, bring the whole family. I mean, this is as family of an atmosphere, of an environment. They've got the music that's censored properly. We haven't dropped any F-bombs on this program. So you really get everything. Oh, yeah, an actual scrimmage from the defending national champions.
Yes, this is every bit like you said. It feels like as much of a family fest as a fan fest.
Yes,
it is not intimidating to young children. It's pretty much set up for that. Porta potties incredibly clean.
Yes,
and that doesn't get acknowledged enough. But there is something.
Shout out
to
everybody.
Shout out
doing really the Lord's work with those.
Yeah, so you it's nice when you're going somewhere to know you're going to have a clean restroom, and that exists too. So all in all, it's great work.
I had wanted to ask you about the Hall of Fame game because I didn't really care about the thing.
I don't think anybody's ever said that to me. That sentence.
I wanted to ask you about the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so this will be my first opinion ever on the Hall of Fame game.
Okay. I'm thrilled that I can bring that to our listeners, both present and future. But the Chargers-Lions game averaged a 3.3 and 6.21 million viewers on NBC. Brent Musburger actually came back to call that. In the first couple of minutes, it was...
Wait, it happened already?
Oh, yeah, it happened Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the reaction that you just had to that is probably shared with, I'd say, 60% of the listeners. Because nobody makes the Hall of Fame game a big deal.
Yeah. I'll let you do your question, because that just exposes that, I should be doing those things for
Do you care about the Hall of Fame game?
No. What do you mean? Why? Who? I didn't know people did care about the Hall of Fame game.
Well, they don't take it seriously.
You asked, the question is if would be a...
I know the answer. I know you well enough. I knew the answer.
But do you care about the Hall of Fame?
Oh, not one heck.
Who is a person that does? I don't even think the players...
Gamblers. I saw Thursday, this was later in the evening, that there were gamblers celebrating the first over of the season having hit. And I said, boy, you got to be some type of psycho to be gambling on Chargers-Lions preseason football.
Mm-hmm.
But that exists.
Yes, if you're going, I guess you can. If that's your vice, any football will do, and you're going to bet it. But yeah, you got to be. Those are the type of folks that. And no offense, if you are somebody who hit on the over for the whole game.
Congratulations.
But I will say, don't trust that that person from DraftKings that is like your personal liaison and thinks they're your friends with them, that's just because you if you're betting on the Hall of Fame game, you're valuable to DraftKings. They're making a lot of money off of you.
And I do wonder, because I should have had a better answer to who's betting on the Hall of Fame game, because maybe Emmanuel Clase, maybe Luis Ortiz are putting money down on that. They've got less to do now than they did this time last week, or at least Emmanuel Clase. I'm not sure if you heard the news about a pair of Cleveland Guardians pitchers that are currently suspended with pay for betting on games in which they themselves were playing in this past baseball season.
It's not very Clase.
It's a very good job out of you. The Cincinnati Reds have not been dealing with those issues. They're going to look to make some history tonight. We'll discuss that next. It's Sports Saturday on The Fan.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that for all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Nate Pooterball. It's day 3 of camp for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the pads are being put on. Catch live coverage on Fan Sports Saturday all morning long. The Cleveland Guardians were in action last night, taking on the depleted Minnesota Twins. They pulled off the 3-2 victory in extra innings on the back of Kyle Manzardo's RBI in the 10th. They'll square off this evening at 4:10. Tanner Bybee squaring off against Bailey Over. The Reds knocked off the Braves in a matinee yesterday, 3-2. Tonight, they're down at Bristol Motor Speedway at the MLB Speedway Classic. First pitch is 7:10. Chase Burns of the Reds taking on Spencer Strider. Catch the action right here on the Fan. Columbus Crew SC picked up a win in the group stage of the Leagues Cup last night, knocking off Puebla 3-1. And in the NFL, the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners voted to approve a new lease agreement with the Bengals, keeping them in Cincinnati through 2036. Bringing sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean we shut up. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
Yes, it is. Dane and the Dingus. Sans Dane right now. They've just wrapped up day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp out here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. And I can't say this enough. If you have the ability to come out here next year, Thursday, Friday, or on Saturday, it's something for not just you, Buckeye fan, but for the entire family. As Ohio State players are staying late, post kneel down with the coach, all right, break. Some guys are still getting in work on the field. You see the quarterbacks throw in a little bit, but just the interaction that the players are giving to the fans is something that you cannot get anywhere else. And having done a 2-year sentence in Cleveland, seeing the Browns, it's very similar to that NFL training camp. And so for Ohio State fans out there, that I know there's consternation about the record against that team up north. I know there's so many unknowns with college football, but your football program itself as a whole is in good hands. The athletic department is in very good hands. Ross Bjork joined just about everybody that was out here this week. And in talking to Ohio State's athletic director, he made it clear that there will not be home games given up like that school up north's doing, sending their product to Germany in 2026. There will be more home games for Ohio State. They're going to be this week announcing things about game day and game week activations that are going to be they're going to be giving more to the fan base, because the ask, Dane, of the fans is always going to be getting more and more and more. This is the insatiable beast of college athletics. Welcome back.
Thank you. Do you want to know what I found?
I do.
Okay. I said it was going to be okay if I was running late if I brought back good content. And I'm slightly out of breath.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
You're out of breath?
Saw Jeremiah Smith still big.
I didn't know they made people that large.
No, he still is.
God, what does he eat?
So I can confirm we're kind of far away. Talked to Coach Hartline a little bit, mostly just to say hello. Everybody feels very much. He's very much in camp mode. Yeah. I can tell. Yeah, everybody's very serious over there. Fans were being very quiet and respectful.
Oh yeah,
it was almost odd because they're waiting for the players to run off the field.
Well, it's so cool as you watch the players approach the fans too.
Well, yeah. So it's a whole line of autographs.
Autograph seekers, interaction wanters.
Yeah, and obviously everybody's in good spirits and doing it.
You gave a couple autographs today. It was really cool to see.
I did. I think I've reached a point where when I was over there, the people who did recognize me, they more just had just wanted to chat than have my autograph. So I think I've reached, that's fine. I think that's where we are. But yeah, we had some people. It's usually the Northwest Ohio folks that will want an autograph.
Did you ask Brian any questions? Were you able to do more than just exchange the pleasantries?
I did not ask specifics about ball, no. And that would have been me doing my job a lot better. But it was
we got to know who the quarterback is, man. And I was really hoping
you think
that
I should have asked that in a quick passing?
Just you hammer him with that. Not how are you, not good to see you, not how's the wife and kids. Who are you starting at quarterback? He's the offensive coordinator, dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. Point. Like I said, I'm going to get better at this.
Is it going to be 2 dinguses on the Saturday Spectacular?
I've not peaked yet. I've got room to grow, and maybe it's asking actual questions about sports to people who might know is my next step. Step 1 was getting over there. All right, so
you still move pretty well. You got a rep in you.
Eric, I ran over there to try to get.
You were out of breath coming over, and this is
try to get
maybe 50 yards. You were out of
ball, yeah.
Eyes on balls?
I did, yeah. There was a Southwest plane overhead. I saw that while I was over there. Did you see that? The big blue one?
No, we do have a little bit of awning, so I cannot see the planes that are flying above.
I saw that as well. There was all kinds of things
I'm really glad you caught that and made out what airline was flying overhead.
Yep, everybody looked healthy. They looked pleasantly fatigued, in a way that they just got some productive practice done, but not like I'm dying tired. They look fresh, but functional.
This training camp report brought to you by Toledo Central Catholic's journalism program.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're looking to be the kind of journalist Dane Sanzenbacher is, send your kid to Toledo Central Catholic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain what a group of guys looked like as walking off the field.
I know you're doing it. That's why I
focused but relaxed. They looked.
Which one? Was it more focused or more relaxed?
It felt.
Because Ryan Day earlier said they had a different look in their eye on Thursday.
Maybe I'm reading too much into the fans then, because everybody. I think
you're talking about the fans? I was asking
it's like
about the players.
Well, no, yes, because the vibe over there was very quiet because the players were doing their final meeting with the coaches.
Yeah.
And all the fans were like in anticipation that they're going to come through and sign autographs. That you could hear a pin drop. I was the only one talking, and I only knew about the airplane.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well,
you were the guy.
You weren't not allowed to talk.
I'm not saying you weren't, but if everybody's being quiet and trying to show reverence,
we could do this. This would be a good thing.
We cannot. You and I?
No, I was moving on to a new subject because people are throwing the football real far. The quarterbacks are doing a little bit.
Yeah, you see, man, those quarterbacks, they have such great release. They're so talented. Gosh.
Yeah.
Water's wet and grass is green.
Number 3 is Keenholz.
Yes.
All right, that ball's going far. Yeah.
They should be.
I'm just.
This is the best of the best of the best of the best, sir.
Again, radio. The people listening can't see, so I need to tell them that that's what's happening.
All right, give the fans some more.
Okay.
I have other questions for you, though.
All right, I'll answer those as I will.
Okay, so I see behind us there's ice tubs, and so players are. I don't know if you look forward to getting in the ice tubs post practice, but is that something you ever did after camp, or are you trying to get back to the hotel as soon as possible?
No, I would. That was. Almost.
So I don't know if it was mandated back then. Now I think like the sports performance people are like, no, you're getting in that tub post practice.
It was. I think there must be some study or science behind it too. It helps recovery. Whether we were doing it right at the time, I don't know. It felt like at the time that it was relatively early in the days of ice tub research, that we would just stay in until you were like too numb to be able to walk.
And they fish you out?
And then it was it.
Okay.
I think there's probably something to it.
I'm picturing like Darth Vader being lifted out of the cryo chamber.
No,
like
this one is actually fun because they do it. I mean, it's nice enough now that you do it outside. There's a permanent one that's even colder that's inside. There might even be multiple at this point. But yeah, I was an ice tub guy. Yeah. I was a do as I was told guy. They recommended this was good. Good soldier, I'll do it.
Were you ever one of those guys?
Look forward to it? No, that's another one of those questions of like.
Yeah.
Do you look forward to getting in a nice tub?
I do, actually. We went out to Portland last summer, and I asked my girlfriend if we could do a wellness day. And so we went and did immersion therapy. It was really nice getting in the cold tub and then going in the hot.
All right, some people are built different.
Some people are psychopaths. Mm-hmm. I point to me. Mm-hmm. You can only see that if you're watching the YouTube, which I encourage you to.
We'll get better at that.
I'm telling, like, again, my oration skills.
We have to use our words.
We're trying to use our words as best as possible. I also was seeing that watermelon still being consumed after training camp.
You know, some things.
I was on a football team in high school. I wasn't good, and the football team wasn't great, but I always loved after 2-a-days a slice of watermelon or several.
It's a very small joy of post summer football practices. Yeah, so we got the.
What's the things you look forward to, right? You know, because this isn't easy. What did you have that you looked forward to when you were a player?
It's easy if you're a football player.
If you're a football player and a football lover, I'm sure.
Hey.
But on the body, you know, these days get long. They're in day 3. So I don't think it's gotten to the point yet where if, like last year when we had Donovan Jackson and Cody Simon on, I asked both of them, like, at what point during camp are you like, I'm tired of hitting the same people every day? And they said about mid-August, August 15th, 16th. I think Cody being the detail-oriented person that he was gave me like an exact date in camp when it's like, now I got to hit somebody else.
Yeah, there's some dog days when you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it actually gets better because you're getting closer to an actual game. So yeah, I think this is still the exciting part. This is camp's just getting going. Everybody ought to be in a pretty good place and not totally sick of each other yet.
Yeah.
So we're catching a good version of it. It does look like, what is it, quarterbacks and tight ends out there?
Yeah. I mean, there's Lincoln.
And 89, is that our transfer?
Got to use the rosters that are put in front of you. Will Kasmerick, the transfer from Ohio 2 years ago. Good job out of you.
Okay.
He gets to play his old school week 3 of the football season. Bobcats and Buckeyes will meet at Ohio Stadium September 13th at 7 o'clock on Peacock. That'll be the one game I go to this year as a fan.
It's so great for you.
Guess what shirt I'll be wearing?
Probably a Bobcat shirt.
It'll be green.
I'm surprised you don't have like an upper thigh Bobcat tattoo.
I can't do needles. I get squeamish whenever I get my blood drawn, or
I thought you were built different.
I'm not tough. I could be the softest person out here. Fish says he is. I disagree, sir. I think we go back to early January. We were at the Stadium Series game, which was definitely not January, but I was very cold.
No, that doesn't make you soft. Me and Matty Ice are on the same.
But
level
I am
like,
soft. I'm fine admitting that.
Okay.
Can we do more ball talk?
Yeah, let's talk ball.
Can we bring on a confirmed knower of ball?
Yes.
Do you see one in our vicinity that we can wrangle? Maybe a pair of them.
We will try to wrangle, and if not, Tim May's in our vicinity. So
I was more also Austin Ward. We'll do some ball knowledge next. Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Polaris can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Polaris Fashion Place. Grand opening celebration August 15th through August 17th.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
1-800-GOT-JUNK does 2 things differently.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
So the donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
Your neighbors are happy, and the planet is healthy.
What's number 2?
We have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is the world's largest junk removal service.
And that's good for your neighbors, and for the planet.
And for you, because we can come the day you call us.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, toast, grilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, loot and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio, lottery. It's $30 show. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and emission regulations. Play responsibly.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with speedy rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryce and a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
I'm meteorologist Aaron White here with your 10 weather impact forecast here for the weekend. We're tracking a mix of clouds and sunshine here today. Highs are in the upper 70s, rather pleasant conditions here for your Saturday. And then going into tomorrow, we are tracking more sunshine, but also some haze around due to some wildfire smoke back in the region. Highs will be into the lower 80s here on your Sunday, but we are tracking even warmer conditions as we're back up into the mid 80s here going into next week, but also looking at more humidity, and that will lead to some storm chances here by Wednesday and Thursday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast here on 97.1 The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Instead of annoying national people talking to you this weekend, we've opted for annoying local people. This is Fan Sports Saturday.
You can call Dane Sanzenbacher a lot of things, but you cannot call him airplane knower.
You can call me that.
That's a blue Airbus, Dane. You dingus. Sports Saturday rolling along outside of day 3 of Ohio State's fall camp. Joined now by
y'all call each other names.
The
on this
venerable Tim May. Well, the fun phrasing for the show is Dane and the Dingus.
Oh.
Saturday's 10 to 1.
That's a Scottish thing, right? When you play golf over there or something.
What is?
Yeah,
I just hit a dingus.
I'll take your word for it.
I just hit a dingus. I was trying to get a birdie.
I don't know that, Tim.
I don't either. The word dingus is that you don't hear it every day.
Yesterday I saw you and Clay Hall doing laps on the field.
Yeah, we've done that a couple
times. What the heck were you doing?
Trying to make people watch it seasick, and because one guy commented about that, and we're doing this thing called the Clay May Report this year. It's going to be semi regular, which is pretty fun, and because Clay, covered was around for 27 years or whatever, and just retired last year, and this is my really going into my 5th decade of being around Ohio State football. I'm just 42, 43 years, whatever, if you do the math, modern math. But so we're just kind of delving a little bit into our depth of what we've known, what we've seen before, but also what we're seeing, but also maybe a few anecdotes down the road, which I think is fun.
Would you give us a little bit of that depth?
Yeah, 1984 was the first team I covered full time.
Too far.
That's depth.
Oh, I meant on this team.
That was well, I was going to get to that, because when I watched the quarterbacks go live a few times in the spring, I was a little bit taken aback, back to 1984 when Mike Tomczak suffered both bones in his lower, I think, right leg were broken in the spring game. And he was our starting quarterback.
Wow.
He came back and played. Of course, I think the season started second week of September then, way back then. But just why, you know, Dane, they're in this deal. You played football for most of your life. By the way, your son looks nothing like you. I don't know if anybody's told you that.
Meet Dane's kid today.
He literally looks like a Dane Sanzenbacher bobblehead is what he looks like. I mean, it's amazing.
He came over and he said he ran into him.
Yeah. He's so damn cute. It's ridiculous. I was going, whose cute kid is that? And all of a sudden your wife said, Tim May. And I went, yeah. And I met Allie for the first time. But
see, that tells you how much I talk about Tim at home, that my wife knew him enough that she would do the introduction.
Yep. That is odd.
All right, Tim.
But anyway, back to what we're talking about.
Back to the airplane. You're telling me that's not a Southwest plane right there?
No, the one that just came by was an Airbus, so they don't fly Airbuses. They fly all Boeing 737s.
Guys, I can read it. It says Southwest.
Oh, no, that's Southwest. That's a Boeing 737.
That's a different plane than the one that
you can tell. The easiest way to tell is by the nose of the plane. It's different. It's a little more, for want of another term, squared off on an Airbus from the profile.
All right.
But anyway, back to what we're talking about.
Yeah, you got a nose for football that we want to hear about.
Yeah, back to what we're talking about. Quarterback-wise, we got to watch some live scrimmage. Well, almost fully live scrimmaging there, a couple of periods. Which will be the last, by the way, practice I think we get to watch until the actual game starts on August 30th. And I was fairly impressed by Julian saying the way he ran things. And then he got that bonus time when Lincoln had a turnover and Lincoln had to run a lap.
Yeah.
And Julian saying got even more live reps. The point is what I was getting to with you. They are so precious, live reps. In this quarterback race, because they've had very few themselves in real games, as we all know, semi-mop-up duty, and last year especially, and so everything is important for those guys right now. Every snap you get in 11-on-11, you're showing somebody something. Now, my point was they went live a few times in the spring, and that it was kind of like important to get them christened, for want of another term, right, about you're playing real football again. But in the preseason, they're not going to go live because that would be stupid to have your quarterbacks be able to get hit. And so as close as you get is what we just saw out there a minute ago, kind of a thud practice from standpoint of tackling. But I'm telling you, Kenyatta Jackson is bringing it, man. And some of these other defensive linemen, I've been curious to watch that, but just watching those two guys, I'm sure the people leaving here today are going, that number 10, I don't know, he looks like he's ahead. Just like you left the spring game, right?
You came over here and said something that stuck with me, and I don't think you finished the thought because Dane was pointing out airplanes.
Reiser, you're a genius.
Dane was pointing out airplanes or whatever, but you said something about the defense, and I think you were going into you think the defense is going to be really good. What else from them have you seen over the 3 days that make you think that?
I used this line a few times over the years, but I remember asking Ryan Day about it in the playoffs especially. The defense was playing with what I call velocity. Velocity means...
Reminds me of planes.
Yeah, there you go.
All comes back to that.
But these guys are gliding in their own final. I'm talking about velocity. This is more like takeoff. And, all engines to the fore unless they all of a sudden cut off. That's another story. But the bottom line is this defense is playing with velocity. Anybody can see that, meaning they're running to the scene of the crime. And but pretty gap sound. I mean, I thought they had a really good session a while ago. Y'all were getting to watch some of that. I thought they had a really good session a while ago. Ones versus twos versus ones, and they were intermixing and stuff. But I just like how fast this defense is playing, and you can already see some touches of Matt Patricia in some of these things. Like there was one time in particular, not necessarily when they were scrimmaging, but I saw Caden Curry down inside a few times. By inside, I mean, like a 5 or 3 technique, kind of like area. And with also Kenyatta Jackson and Bo Atkinson also on the field at the same time. So I keep reminding people, they would like to be deeper at proven deeper at defensive tackle right now, but there are all kinds of ways you can mix and match and get after people, and that's what I like about Patricia, what he brings to the fore. Jim Knowles was pretty good at that too, but Patricia, has made his claim to fame is he was in the NFL for those many years, and that's a real matchup league. He's either taking guys out of games or getting a favorable matchup for your defensive end against a particular tackle or or guard, flipping a guy down inside. And so that's what you're kind of seeing bubble up a little bit.
So a lot of time this time of year and with Ohio State is about the expectation gets set. Obviously,
what do you mean get set?
Well, there's different. This is not last year's team. Right?
Yes.
You went into last year's team, and from the get-go, the talk was this feels like a championship or bust team. And then
last year,
that it felt like last year we were saying, here's our championship or bust team. As you look at this team, and you don't have to compare it to last year, but where is the expectation getting set right now? And both, I'm sure internally it stays the same, but how do you see it? You've seen a lot of years of college football teams and a lot of years of Ohio State teams.
The reason I thought Ohio State, more than anything else, had a shot last year to win the national championship, a major shot, is because everybody was back on the defensive line. And the offensive line, I really liked what it looked like it from the start, as your term, the get-go, especially when you brought Seth McLaughlin in at center. That just settled things down. And then, of course, they suffered 2 major injuries in that season. They ended up moving Donovan Jackson, one of the best guards in the country, out to left tackle. And the way they rolled with the punch. Now, Luke Montgomery is one of those guys who rolled with the punch and all of a sudden stepped up and played huge, especially in the playoff run. He was a forgotten soul almost this time a year ago out here on this practice field. He was, going to be if anything, maybe a fill-in, or a good sub and stuff. Tegra Shabola stepped up. Tegra Shabola had a couple of bad moments against Michigan, but in the playoffs he was pretty good. Well, your core, Carson Hinsman finally got back on the field at center, and we saw what he did in that playoff run. So you've got your core offensive lineman back. Then you got Austin Serveld, who was one of the terrors of the weight room and workout thing in the offseason. He has stepped up. It sure looks like he's going to be the starter at right tackle. And you got Ethan Onyeonwa, who came in from Rice, probably the best player Rice had on its roster, not just offensive lineman, and has lost – maybe they took him. Maybe he's not eating rice anymore. Changed his diet. But the bottom line is, Body by Maradi, he's got that now and really going for him. And that's a really good-looking first-team offensive line. But they've got other guys bubbling up. I mean, I said this to Ryan the other day. I said, when I look out on the field, I see as deep an offensive line group as I've seen in a long time here. I'm talking about guys who are capable of playing, maybe not ready, but capable of playing. And then the coaching they're getting, Tyler Bowen, man, he looked like he could play today, but the other 2 guys he's brought in to help with that have really, you can see the work being put in. You can hear the coaching going on. And so I like the offensive line, defensive line, all 4 brand new starters.
Yep.
And you kind of know who they're going to be. They got to prove themselves. So that's what I liked about last year's team. Is you felt good about both lines. Mm-hmm. Now you feel good. I feel good about what I see from that first-team defensive line, but now you got to play a lot more than you did last year if you're Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, for example.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, we'll get lost and it's more fun to, frankly, talk about the quarterbacks, where we're at and what their importance is.
Are we going to come back and talk about that?
Yeah, we can.
It's only where you want to take us, Dane. I've got a
thing or not a thing
about the running backs. And where you talked about new pretty much everywhere on this team. How have you seen that group look with all the praise you just heaped on that offensive line?
Well, number one, I haven't been to a practice all through spring and the spring game, but even the last 3 days, I haven't seen a practice yet where Bo Jackson didn't flash in some form, okay? That's a freshman running back. Now you got Turbo out there, the kid from Montgomery who's Carlos Loughlin's hometown. And running around, you can see how fast he is. Good name, Turbo. What was your nickname, Dane?
Never had one.
Great Dane.
Dane was a good name.
It was Great Dane. I mean, that was just I'm just putting you on the spot there.
Yeah.
The Great Dane. Sanzenbacher.
It wasn't Turbo.
No, it was not Turbo, but you were pretty good. But the point is,
such a good name.
But then James Peoples looks bigger and stronger. You can call him short if you want to. Just don't call it that.
I can't call anybody short. So
yeah. And then C.J. Donaldson, I really, yes, he could help West Virginia. You know what I mean? But he's transferred from there, so tough luck. Just like with Quinshon Judkins a year ago from Ole Miss. So I like that running back group. But what I really like is they're going to be running behind. I really like that offensive line. I mean, they're getting after it.
And it's going to help, especially when you have that game against Texas with who they're replacing defensively. This team, the roster built to pass the ball, but in this situation where you have an unknown at quarterback, that's a good safety blanket to have.
But Brian Hartline is dedicated to running the football. You've got to be, last year was a great example.
Yep.
And you follow that plan. You know the plan to follow, but you got to get to that point, and whether they'll be that way from the get-go remains to be seen. Dane's word, not mine. It's a hyphenated word, get-go.
I didn't know get-go was like a crazy term. I don't know.
It's not a crazy term. I mean, there's a gas station named after that. But but the bottom line is you've got to get to that point where you have that confidence in your run game. I mean, let's face it, boys, in the playoffs, I mean, Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson just took turns being the man. You know what I mean? And so you got to get to that point of who's the man or who are the men, and then move from there.
Catch Tim May with Cole Bartimas tomorrow, Fan Sports Sunday, 12 to 3, right on these very airwaves. Tim, thank you so much for giving Dane and the Dingus a little bit of your time after day 3 of football camp at Ohio State.
It's always a pleasure because Fishman said he's going to give me a bump. Give me a bump for coming on with you guys.
Oh, this is absolutely billable.
Absolutely.
Right here.
All right, brothers.
We're back in 2 minutes. Sports Saturday on the Fan.
Aaron, I'm freaking out a little that you're giving away $500 in free repairs whenever someone buys a new water heater.
When people are faced with an unexpected expense, an unexpected gift helps restore balance to the universe.
Get Eco. ECO. How many things can our plumbers do for $500 or less?
Tons of things.
Like what?
We can repair a toilet that's not working. We can replace a hose bib, install a utility sink or a vanity, run a water line to an appliance, replace a garbage disposal.
Get Eco. ECO.
Replace a shutoff valve, fix an exposed water leak.
What's an exposed water leak?
It's one you can see. It's not inside a wall and it's not underground.
And we're going to do these sorts of things for free just because a person buys a water heater?
Yeah, for free.
Because we're restoring balance to the universe?
Balance to the universe.
Get Eco. ECO.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna make you cool again, HVAC technicians.
Who? Go to geteco.com.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, our full line of Tyson Fresh Chicken is on sale. Select varieties or buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The two most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants.
The pervert and the skivvies.
Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. Sports talk, weekend style. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
All right, Dane's coaching the young one on how to properly run a route. Kid's got some football legs under him. Tim May, knower of football, that's seen it all, said he's going to be a football player. And
that's just because he fell on rocks and
but he got
Tim
back
was
up.
Impressed with his toughness.
He did not cry. That's what you got to do. If you're playing
that's what
ball,
we push him down on
tough.
rocks.
You didn't push him down. He fell down. But
No, that's what we do to toughen him up.
Oh, okay.
Take him to the batting
it's
cage.
It's that Toledo tough. You just shove him.
Don't give him a bat. Just have the ball kind of hit him in the chest.
And then
Happy Gilmore style.
Okay.
Shout out to Happy Gilmore too.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
And
it was okay.
Okay, so you're middle. All right, because I asked Ryan Baker on Bishop and Friends yesterday, and he gave me the.
Yeah, I thought the first half of the movie was as good as I could have asked for. Okay. I thought it was awesome because it was like where's Happy? He's coming back. The second half, it got pretty out there. It turned into like almost dodgeball-esque or very extreme comedy. That Happy Gilmore 1 wasn't, but entertaining. Cameos galore, but yeah, I thought the first half was awesome.
So we're going to do something tonight is we're going to watch the first Happy Gilmore and then go right into Happy Gilmore 2.
I think you'll be very happy.
I'm not expecting any cinematic masterpiece. I'm just expecting grins and giggles. So
I
that's what I meant
giggled out loud often in the first half,
You
and
rarely giggle.
actually felt a little bit of excitement.
Oh, wow.
And I think you will too, because like when Happy's coming back, you get that like, this is somebody who's been gone from our lives, and for like how many years now? Like when was the first one? 20 years?
Yeah.
No,
at
longer
least.
than that.
At least.
Longer than that. Like 25 years,
Google.
Happy's been gone, and you start seeing him in the first half of the movie, and he's coming back. Like, this guy's getting his groove back.
1996.
Yeah, so it's like that. It was an exciting, and I was cackling at a lot of like the childish
Wow,
humor.
you went from giggling to cackling.
I did.
Is that the journey the film
there's
takes
a lot
you
of
on?
There's a lot of callbacks, and you don't there's a certain generation for which like my parents hated Adam Sandler, but like for my generation, like his type of dumb humor, it just hit for a lot of us, and there's a lot of that in there.
No, Ohio State is done with day 3 of fall camp at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Everybody's kind of getting finished up with ice tubbing. All the watermelon's been consumed. Dane, what'd you think of your day out here?
This was lovely. You know who else would have loved this is Matty Ice. He's a very temperature-sensitive fella.
This is his kind of weather.
He could totally deal with this, and I'm with him on a lot of that. Like, I don't like to be cold or hot. That's a little bit specific, but I don't. This has been so comfortable. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at the level of football we got to see. Like if you're gonna watch a practice, that's a good practice. That's not like a throwaway, like normal, a lot of specific position drill, one-on-one stuff. That's all important, but this was one for the fans. So I think you got what you came for.
I think it was for the fans. You're right, but I just don't think you have any time you can waste, considering what you're doing on August 30th. Like, this isn't like last year. And I do think that would have something to do with what we saw being different than what we saw last year. Like, we saw an actual scrimmage. We didn't see any of that last year. And I do think, and they'll probably not tell you unless injected with truth serum, that Akron was the opener last year. Texas is the opener this year. So that makes this where we sit here and say 28 days is last year, we went 28 days, we'll be good. Now it's, bleep, we got 28 days. We have no time can be wasted, no rep can be wasted on this.
I'm sure there's a piece of that.
Yeah, there has to be. It's human nature.
Yeah, right? I mean, we're at you're at a point though that it is not this team or even this version of college football players is never not ready. Like, you go through a whole year of, like, there's off-season, there's in-season, but nobody is ever at a point where, like, I've been working my summer job and haven't lifted a weight in a while, and now it's time to use camp to get ready for week 1. That's not it. Like, the mental part of this is important, but they're physically ready to do it. We're at a point where all of camp is, like, fine-tuning for the top programs in college football. So, yeah, it's cool to see this out, and I'm sure this will continue to ramp up and then taper off as you get closer to week 1. Still a lot of questions, but that's kind of the beauty of it. We don't have a long runway with a lot of these players. There's a lot of vets coming back, but we don't have a large history with some of the key players. It'll be exciting.
None of your quarterbacks have had a starting snap in a college football game. And then your first one isn't just some random MAC team. It's not the Drek of the Sun Belt. It's probably the top-ranked team in the country who's going to have the exact same goal you do, to summit college football's mountaintop. This sets up for a lot of fun to be had over the next 30 days and then over the next 6 months.
Yeah, Texas it's a legend maker game, especially for young guys that you don't maybe know, because the stage is so big and it's going to be somebody's welcome. And it's going to be a story, whether good or bad. It has to be something. Will it be – it's different this year. It's not detrimental to lose this early game like it has been in years past. No. But it's still incredibly – it'll set the tone for the season for sure.
Yeah, this for me, for both teams, is a must not get embarrassed, must not get blown out. Must win, I won't label that.
And I don't think you're at the risk of that being a thing.
I don't think so either. And I'd ask Tim, about the running backs and about how the offensive line and the skill and the depth on that front, is because that's, I think, what you lean on in a game where your quarterback's untested and unproven in a situation that you have not stepped in up until August 30th.
No doubt. Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head. It's like it's fun to talk about the quarterback part, but yes, you can't. I don't think you're going to go into that game thinking, okay, this is what we're going to lean heavily on. Now, maybe as it gets closer, the thing is, these are. So while they don't. They want to have an emphasis on the running game. They want to be good there, obviously. And these are young quarterbacks, but they're capable throwers. So I think at some point you're going to get to it if that is their strength. Like these are not that it's part of what they do. I mean, the appeal of Julian Sayin is the arm, for a large part of it. So you're like, yeah, if you're going to have the guy, you got to let the guy play to his strength. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they lean a little bit harder than you think they might, because if you think they're not going to try to get the ball to some of those receivers.
Oh, to get to four's down there somewhere is something we've been saying since he, walked onto campus. I mean, the things that they did in the offseason, the transfer portal, would lead me to believe, to your point, they went and got another tight end in Max Clare out of Purdue. They brought in C.J. Donaldson from West Virginia, and he comes in and you think that's going to be the kind of hammer back that you need, but he loses 20 pounds, and then it's all of a sudden like, well, I think that's more of a pass catcher out of the backfield. You've promoted the guy that's recruited all of these wide receivers to be your offensive coordinator.
And you think about, and I'm sure the coaches do, you look at, if you were coaching against us, what would you do? What would you, if you're Texas, you're probably licking your chops saying like, oh, untested quarterback, we're going to go get him.
Yeah.
What's the most, the most powerful thing you can do is, if somebody is trying to attack you in that way, if you beat them at that, you've got them. If you say, okay, they know where they're going to try to come after the quarterback, if you lean into that and say like, okay, that's fine. Well, we're going to try to protect him and we're going to throw it. If you execute that, well, you've just flipped the game. So, I mean, these coaches know that, but they know what your own weaknesses are, or perceived weaknesses. I shouldn't even call them weaknesses. And so if you can get into that, if you come out in that game, say, fine, we're going to throw it. We're going to chuck it around, and you can catch people off guard. So, I mean, that's why I would be more shocked if we see a conservative week one against Texas than if they go out and say, like, all right, well, we're going to do it. Let's pull the trigger.
The game plan against Tennessee, the game plan against Oregon.
Right.
It's almost like you're pointing at the screen, like, just do that. I wasn't great at NFL blitz, but I love doing da bomb. First down, second down, third down, fourth down. Like, I'm not punting. Not necessarily that be the approach, because you want to have your fundamentals sound, but let's air this thing out and be aggressive and be confident in everything that you've built up to this point.
That's what feels like.
And
things
showcase
are going.
it.
Yeah, so like you want the line to be strong. You say like, yeah, it's going to be built on the run game. Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll have that, but I think all signs are pointing to, and you got largely the same staff that said, hey, we're at our best when we're letting it fly. And that doesn't mean throwing it every time, but that means having a mindset of like, we're cutting loose here. So I think whenever they pick a quarterback, he better be ready to cut loose.
28 days remain, 22 practices for the football Buckeyes. We'll do a little bit more from Ohio State's camp, day 3, the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, coming up next. Sports Saturday on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Start your painting project and save big on everything when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's premier interior paint is a paint and primer in one that provides excellent all-around performance and a durable finish that's easy to clean. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com to save big on all Pittsburgh paints and get your project started today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-5193. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-5193. That's 800-507-5193. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Hi, I'm in a whirlwind of college prep. Gotcha. We've got affordable solutions to create the perfect college living space. Great. And visit our website to see how verified college students with an IKEA family account can receive a one-time use 15% off coupon. Nice. You guys think of everything. Pretty much. Offer ends 9/30/25. Valid ID required. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See IKEA-USA.com/ready-for-college for complete terms.
We're rebranding our AM station, and the first order of business is bringing back the and Show. It's been gone for 15 years. All the fun starts Tuesday, September 2nd on the yet-to-be-named 1460 The Fans HD2.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the U.S., drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
Cash, moolah, greenbacks, toast, grilla, chips, bread and mold, cheddar, butter, lewd and scratch. Find the lettuce, make a match. Lettuce, gravy, game on the back for $30. That's a wrap. There's many words for cash, no doubt, but there's only one $30 cash word. Check it out. Cash word from Ohio, lottery. It's $30, yo. Cash word, it's fun to go with millions of prizes, don't you know? Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
During weekend programming, pants are optional.
Look at my butt!
However, leather chairs may have been a bad choice. You're listening to Fan Sports Saturday.
If you want to hear what we all hope is a precursor to Ohio State's attack against Texas on August 30th, I've got something for you at 1 o'clock. Buckeye Replay has the college football playoff first-round game between Ohio State and Tennessee from this past December at the Horseshoe. You want to talk about an aggressive, confident attack that the Buckeyes propelled against the Volunteers. You would love for that to just be copied and pasted to plaster the Longhorns August 30th. Now, different names, different faces will be on the field this coming season, but Tim Hall will have all of that for you coming up at 1 o'clock. Also, tonight on The Fan, the Cincinnati Reds are going to battle the Braves. Not in Atlanta, at Bristol Motor Speedway. That game will start at 7:10. We'll, of course, have that for you on The Fan. Bristol Motor Speedway seats 146,000 for NASCAR events. This, according to the Reds, over 85,000 tickets to that have been sold.
Wow.
So they're doing baseball at the racetrack.
Is that some kind of record for baseball?
So that is right now, if that holds, that's a record. The previous one was 84,587 for a game between the Cleveland Indians then and the Yankees in 1954.
Where was that at?
So that was at Cleveland Stadium.
Who knew it held that many? That seems like a ton for a baseball game.
Numbers might have been fudged a little north of, but still 18.5 or 84.5. Yeah,
because I guess I don't have a gauge on what a normal baseball stadium holds. Like the Reds feels like a big stadium, but that thing doesn't hold 80,000 people.
It does not. No, very south of that number. But Bristol Motor Speedway, the site for tonight's game.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, something that all ball appreciators will want to listen to. We'll have for you right here on The Fan. I did some digging before the program, knowing you, gigantic Chicago White Sox fan. Your team, hottest in baseball, 9-4 since the All-Star break.
Currently?
Well, I don't know what the current record is. I didn't do that much digging on the Chicago White Sox.
That's me asking, we're currently good? Because I gave up hope a little while ago. I still do.
I don't know, man. 9-4 since the break.
I still subscribe. I still subscribe to the team. I think we've got some.
Watching your South Side Sluggers.
Yeah, you gotta.
Why do you say it like that? You gotta say it like, yeah.
No, I'm a realistic fan, but I'm
sound like
loyal.
a Guardians fan.
No,
despite being one game over 500, Guardians fans are like, yeah.
You know what? Somebody. I was talking to a foreign fella the other day.
I don't know if I like how you phrased that.
Okay, well, not that kind of foreign. So my sister, a family member of a family member, was married, and their husband's from South Africa.
Okay.
So he had a buddy that was up here for the wedding, and I was talking to him, and he had the nice South African accent.
Sure.
It's actually a very charming accent.
Yes,
I really
it is.
enjoy
Can
it.
confirm.
And so they obviously don't have like American football, but he was a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay.
So he came up to me at the wedding and was like, thought this was very cool. But what he said was, he didn't say I'm a fan of the Bengals because they I think that's an American thing. He said, I support the Bengals. And I said, oh, you support them. And I thought that ought to be a good way to look at your fandom, because a lot of times, like Browns fans, like you become like, you say you're fans, but you become critics. So maybe you support the Browns.
Nope.
See, you don't. That's what I'm saying.
Don't do that.
I just thought it was a nice way to put it. So
It is a nice way to put it, but I'm not doing that.
I support the Sox. I support them.
You are a supporter.
I'm not going so it's like a loyalty thing there. I'm not going to beat them up over every little thing. You don't do that when you're a supporter. Hey, they're not perfect. They're getting better.
No, but I will do it as a fanatic.
Okay.
I will be critical.
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's a good job out of you. I think this is like the fourth week that I've forgotten to do this, but seeing all of our wonderful partners out here at this Ohio State football camp, the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, they've done such a wonderful job forever in raising money for cancer research and then supporting those who are in the daily fight. Every year they have the cruise, and you've been on it for however many has it been?
There was a hiatus. My first one, though, was in 2011. So I have a long history with the cruise. Went on for 4 years, and then I didn't go for a few years when I was back in Toledo. And, yeah, I've been on since we moved back down to Columbus.
This past February, a little birdie told me that you did a stand-up routine.
Yeah, I did. I did, believe it or not.
How'd it go?
I think it actually went pretty well.
Have you told anybody about this on the air yet?
No.
Okay, so this is the first time our listeners are
because
hearing
I'm not gonna flaunt.
You're not going to willingly provide that sort of information.
It's more of a party trick, and I think it's going to be just like an annual on the cruise thing.
Okay.
Like I'll do a set on the cruise, and it all came about because like there's a guy, Josh Sneed. He's a really funny comedian from Cincinnati. He'll come on the ship. And he had for years, on and off, but I had become friends with him through that. I've said like 2 or 3 funny things on stage in the past, not enough to say like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to be a comedian, and I have no aspirations to, but enough that like some of the people there started like a joke, like, oh, you got to open for Josh, and then it kept snowballing into when Josh finally got on the ship. He's like, oh, dude, I hear you're opening for me. I'm like, what? He's like, no, I actually think you do. You should. Because for him, as a comedian, you don't like to walk onto a cold stage. Like, whether somebody bombs or is great is fine, but he's like, more it's that they're now focused and ready for a show. Because the worst thing you can do as a professional comedian is walk into a room that people aren't used to a comedy show, and people are chatting, they don't really know what they're getting into, you can easily bomb. So half of it was like, all right, man, I'll do you a solid and get people ready for a comedy show and do like a little set here. So then I spent like the rest of the next couple days. It was all cruise related.
How many minutes did you do?
I probably only did like 10 minutes, which is like an eternity, it feels like, to do a stand-up routine. His was like 45 minutes.
What kind of jokes did you tell?
It was a lot of self-deprecating stuff.
Okay.
It was pretty much all, because like it stemmed from, there was a guy, now this is like I said, I've been doing this cruise for 10, almost 15 years, not every year, but I'm very, like, I've been on it. I know a lot of the people on it. Somewhat, I guess you would know who I am if you're on the cruise. Well, somebody came up to me at one of the parties in the evening, dead serious, and we were on the top of the ship deck, and was like, hey, man, big fan. You were my favorite kicker. And he was serious. And he's a paid participant in the ship, and I'm on this all the time.
And you're as polite as it gets.
And Josh was standing next to me and thought that it was hilarious. So the whole bit was just about the struggles of being like a relatively normal-sized human in the post-football world. Having to explain yourself. I had to explain to a lot of the current guys, like, I have to be planned on how I talk to them in a way that I let them know that I used to also
You were also great at this.
Without making them uncomfortable, or immediately thinking I want an autograph. So I have to be careful how I approach the current guys, because they have no idea if they're just seeing me. So it was a lot of, like, it was a lot, it was all avenues of just the struggle of looking like a kicker, having a normal job, and then, like, when do you introduce the fun fact about yourself that you played in the NFL?
Okay. Because there are great parallels in stand-up and then kind of what we do here. We try to be a little bit more serious, but as you've done shows with me, I'm sure you can attest there's nothing serious about our operation. It is Dane and the Dingus, Saturdays 10 to 1.
Our commitment is serious. That is what's serious.
Yeah, we're here.
Maybe not the content, but the commitment
is content's
serious.
There. Is it good? Well, we'll leave that up to the listeners. And the future viewers on YouTube. Points, gestures at the camera.
Because they might watch this later.
Yeah, they
might watch this later, and we encourage you to listen as well.
Well, we thank everybody for allowing us to come and do our stupidity here. Again, for the third day in a row, we got to witness Ohio State's football camp, and one of the coolest things that's done in college football before actual games get played. So our thanks to everybody. My thanks to you, Dane. Again, if you're looking for something to get you ready for Texas and Ohio State, how about Ohio State and Tennessee coming up next on The Fan?
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
My name is Andre Roberts, and I'm a defender for the Ohio State men's soccer team. When I was in 7th grade, I fractured my kneecap. That was my first experience with Orthopedic One. My physician came in the room and delivered the diagnosis, and with the confidence that he had, it reassured me that I would be okay. And they definitely did a good job of knowing as a soccer player when I needed confidence, when I needed to be pushed, and they got me right back to where I was before my injury. Orthopedic One understood what it means to be a soccer player.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has unbeatable offers. Lease a sleek 2025 Honda Accord LX for as low as $329 a month, or finance it with 3.99% APR. Or upgrade to adventure with the 25 Honda Pilot Sport all-wheel drive. Leases starting at $429 per month or 4.49% APR. Drive into summer with style, comfort, and confidence. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
It's a different world today than it was 30 years ago when I started Care Heating and Cooling. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, 30 years ago, you were the first to warn of companies using service technicians as salespeople, of abusing the trust that a service technician has. With the big conglomerates now buying companies all over Central Ohio, this has become the normal business model.
It's all about greed. The conglomerates know they can make a lot more money by incentivizing their technicians to sell air conditioners instead of fixing them. They train their techs to take advantage of a customer when they are the most vulnerable.
Dad, that is not how we were taught. In 2024, Care Heating and Cooling was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Save a good deal more with hot deals on Meyer brand must-haves, including new breakfast favorites all season long. Meyer brand syrup, pancake mix, and instant oatmeal are all just $1.79 each. Plus, students will enjoy the well-packed Backpack Good Life with back-to-school supplies for $1 or less, including Meyer brand 24-count crayons, Meyer brand 70-sheet notebooks, and Crayola Classic Colors markers. Shopping for breakfast essentials and back-to-school supplies is a good deal better at Meyer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meyer app.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Give your home a fresh, updated look with Pittsburgh's exterior paint. Ultra is a paint and primer in one that provides excellent height and coverage, and it can be tinted to create thousands of color options. View our entire selection of Pittsburgh's exterior paint today on Menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer and check out all the great deals happening this week.
Save